Step into the light now. No place to hide now. Truth in the chamber, arguments loaded. This is the battle zone. We enter the battle zone, where the weak don't last too long. Ain't no crown for emotion, only facts hold strong. Better bring your best tonight. Better sharpen up your mind, cause the one with the better argument is the one who survives. This is the battle zone. This is the battle zone. You can talk real loud, but can your logic stand alone? This is the battle zone. This is the battle zone. When the smoke clears out, only truth takes the throne. I walk in calm, but the pressure rise. Steel in my chest, got fire in my eyes. You can bring your crowd, you can bring your lies, but you better bring proof when it's time to fight. This ain't feelings, this ain't fame, this ain't clout, this ain't a game. This is war with the words we claim. One bad point and you lose your name. I don't need a yell, I don't need a fold. I just let the argument take control. Line by line, I expose the hole, then I watch that whole foundation go. You said a lot, but you prove none. Big talk phase when the truth comes. You throw shots, but they don't touch. I counter back, and the crowd wakes up. No fear, no running, no hiding from the smoke.
Yo.
Facts start coming, everybody gets exposed.
What's going on, everybody? You guys were expecting Grid. Were you expecting Grid 1? Yeah, that's probably where you guys made the biggest mistake. I hacked Grid's account. That's right. I am running the debate night tonight. So, all you debaters want to join, let's get into it. All right. Let's make sure that we get this link shared out. Let me go ahead and drop the link and pin it. Wait a minute. I can't pin it to Grids because, well, I don't have control of his YouTube. I didn't have control of his stream. Oh, well, the link is dropped. So you debaters want to come up, get up here, and let's get some debates going on. We got many great topics for you today. And since I'm running the show, well, you know it's going to be a fantastic show. We're going to be pushing the envelope. You know, we're going to be borderline almost getting Grid's channel canceled, okay? Let's just say, after my wonderful conversation with Father Joseph last night and Fellatio, I think I could push the limits anywhere. So, sorry, Grid. I didn't mean to, but it only... I meant to. I'm kidding. We're not going to ruin your channel. Let's see. All the debaters. I am live. Get up here. I'm dropping the link. I'm in Discord. Okay, hold on. I'm in your Discord. I dropped the link for Grid's chat. Grid's mods. Can Grid's mods help a brother out here? Like, can y'all help me out? Because I need help with this. Thank you, Uncle Guns. Thank you, Uncle Guns. Like, subscribe, hit the donate button. That's right. Get over here. That's right. Grid is on vacation, and he asked me to be the host of this Saturday's Griddle debates. So, if you are here for a Grid, let me see here. Let's see. Here, I'm just gonna pin it in. Yeah, we'll go in here too. All right. I don't Discord very often, so yes, interesting. I'm taking over Good Show. I find it interesting too. So if you want to debate, get your debate on. Let's have some fun. I dropped the link. I'm more than willing to jump up here. That's right. You are able to come see Grid and I and Gibbs at at GridCon 2. Here we go. Put that up here for you guys. That's right. You'll see these amazing debaters, Wicked Wally versus the Bones of Doom, Jake Var versus LSP, Tyler versus Vince, Stardust versus Taylor F, and our headliner, Pastor Rich Tidwell versus Father Joseph. And we have our lovely ladies of our commentator board. You're wondering if the nose ring theory stands with Glenn. I don't know what the nose ring theory is. But Seth, like, that's a dude's name, so the answer would be no, bro. But we could debate it. You want to come up here and debate? Let's see. Let me get this out to everybody. I'm sorry it's taking long to get it all set up. Grid asked me to cover for him, so I'm just filling in. I'm just filling in for Grid. But yes, Uncle Guns, this July 24th, you could be with us at GridCon and hang out, get your tickets, watch the debates, and see how it gets down. And thank you, Michelle, for sending those the Discord message. So yeah. But until people decide to get up here and debate, let's see what's going on. How you guys living? How are you guys living? Everything going good? You guys having a good Saturday? You guys having a good Saturday? I've had a busy Saturday. All right. I had just finished in studio with Sterling Cooper. Sterling Cooper literally just left about 20 minutes ago. We did a great interview. You guys just got to watch the interview. I'm not going to tell you any secrets. You guys need to wait till the interview drops on mine and Gia's channel, on the Relentless channel. So make sure you guys tune in for that, because that show is good. That one's a good one. Wouldn't you say, Gia?
It was great.
Great episode. And Grid, you've been working out. Yeah, Grid has been pumping some iron, you know. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. You know, working hard, trying to get it done. If you guys didn't watch my episode last night with Father Joseph, I don't know what you were doing with your life. Last night was the most hilarious. I'm talking about hilarious 50 questions asked a priest. And like, we touched on some things that let's just say people don't like to talk about. But me and Father Joseph, you know, we got into it, and you guys got to watch it. Just stay tuned to the clips. If it's 2LDR or TLDR for you guys, wait till the clips come out. I learned you were right about sodomy. Well, so. Because he's like, if it spills, it's a sin. But if it doesn't, if you know, the turkey thing is interesting. The turkey thing. Oh, women are turkeys? Because they got a gizzard bag when they give birth. Yeah, it's weird, huh? You didn't think that women were turkeys. Here, let me drop the link in the chat for anybody who wants to come up to debate. Debaters come. Debaters come. With the pre-oral caveat. I know. That is so funny. So I was talking to Sterling Cooper today, Michelle, and he says women need to stop playing with vibrators. That's a very bad thing. He said vibrators are horrible. Don't use them. Bad. So I'm just putting that out there. Ladies. Joseph is a little freaky dicky. Oh, Father Joseph was hilarious. Father Joseph was great. But where are all the debaters at? I don't know about Clicksucker. He just said anything that vibrates, that is like, he said if anything that's not in the shape of a male anatomy, right, Gia? Yeah, if it's not in the shape of male anatomy and if it vibrates and it does some weird things, no. Oh, no, Turkey might be getting F-35 and just did a NATO summit. Oh, that Turkey. That's right. You know, I should have called you when I had Sterling here. You could ask him all these questions yourself. So where's all the debaters? This is a debate show. Like, Grid, where are your debaters at? Did I scare all his debaters away? You know, I was on a time crunch. Cleaner. It's a little still early for some. Okay. I wasn't ashamed of you. No, it was like literally like Grid's calling me. We're in the middle of the show recording, and I'm just like, oh man, I gotta get going. It was just one thing after another. Grid roasted all his debaters. That's funny. Yeah, Turkey does got some top tier food. That's for sure. What time is it? Isn't it 8:00? What time does this debate show start? What up, Mikey? How you doing, Mikey Balls? Mr. Insane Wheels. You know what? You got me the other day when you posted that, like, you know, picture of you allegedly getting arrested. I was like, bro, do I need to go out and do a jailbreak and get my homie out? I was like, he was doing so good. He was in politics. How did he get locked up? Damn, that's what those politics got him. They always locking up the good ones. So, Miss D, I know, Miss D. Go ahead. All right, let me guys introduce y'all something. This one right here, this is Kodiak Killer. All right, this is Kodiak Killer, and this one is Oso. AJ Oso. He's a little bitch. He's a bitch. He got no teeth. All right, but Kodiak Killer, he's a killer, huh, Kodiak? All right, but you haven't seen my girlfriend yet. My girlfriend. Where's my boo thing? Where's my boo thing? Let me. You guys can see my boo thing. She loves me. Belly. Belly. Look, this is my boo thing, you guys. This is my real love of my life. Hi, baby. See? Hey. See? You guys don't know what love is. You guys don't know what love is. Hi, Belly. Huh? All right, get down. Before you pee on me. Yeah, those are GS pups. Those are GS pups. They're like walking dust bunnies. They're like little fur balls that are just walking dust bunnies. And those are extra fun. They're not mine, cleaner. They're not mine. They're Gia's. Okay. But they love me. So that's a lot of fluff. It is. Well, one's a hoe, one's a bitch or a Mitch, and the other one's a gangster. Okay. So let me explain. So Belly will wait for me at the door. If I close the door, she puts her paws underneath it and she's like, let me in. She's like that needy girlfriend that wants in, right? Also, he don't like me. He just likes attention. He tolerates me, but he doesn't want no one else to get attention but him. He's the Mitch. All right. And Kodiak is the only one that I share my food with. Okay. Like I have a special relationship with each one of them. They're all different. You know, Kodiak is like the one that he'll eat everybody's food. So it's like that if the dogs don't eat all their food, they're not going to get human food. So like Kodiak will be, I know he's going to eat all his food. So like when he's around me, yeah, he's like he's the chill one. I'll just be like, all right, come on. Like for lunch, I had some chicken and me and Kodiak ate some chicken together. You know, he already knows. He's like, oh, Glenn's eating, I'm eating. All right, so if I had to like break them down, okay, Oso is like the he's the Mitch. He's like the okay. Oso is the Rolo. He is all bark, no bite, literally, because Oso doesn't have teeth. Right? Kodiak is like, you know what? He could get along with everybody. You know, very easygoing. So, but did I drop the link? I can't. Michelle, can you pin the link for me? Because I can't pin the link on Grid's channel for the debaters. So I'm gonna drop the link. But yeah, so what's going on, you guys? I know Grid went fishing today. He hit me up, told me he was like, I don't know, deep sea fishing, fly fishing. I don't know. He was out there in the ocean fishing. But what are you guys doing? How you guys having a good weekend? You guys enjoying yourself? You guys doing good? You know that this whole Tyler Robinson case is getting interesting. It seems like all the conspiracy theorists are losing their conspiracy. Like they need to get a new job. It seems like because it seems like everything. Like Candace Owens saying that Lance Twiggs was never interviewed. Come to find out, he was interviewed twice. So a lot of stuff seems not to be like adding up for these conspiracy theorists. I don't think it's a good look on them. I think Andrew is going to be mopping them up real soon here. I saw that Andrew and Brian both offered Candace Owens $80,000 to debate Andrew Wilson. So she was going to make a total of $160K, right? And I don't think she's taking the debate yet. Ain't that wild? Like, I'll take the debate for 160. I don't even believe in it. I'll just say it. I'll take whatever talking points are. I'll do it for 160. I'll do it for 10K. What are you talking about? So the whole Charlie Kirk murder conspiracy. Yeah. That whole thing. So I got some interesting topics to debate tonight. We're gonna make it spicy. One topic is gonna be, that would cost her a lot more than 160K a year if she did it. You know what? You're right. I am channel manager. Yeah, Michelle. Yes, you are. You know, you're right. It would be a career ender if she did it. I don't think I've ever seen Candace sing it. You know, I thought she did a Jubilee. I thought she did a 1v1 or something like that. You know what, Cleaner? I did not think about that. The one debate would cost her career, because if she took that debate, that would be the only money she makes, because it would obliterate her. She would not be able to defend it, especially with everything coming out now. You know, I didn't think about that. I mean, and here's the thing. This is not me shitting on Candace. Like, Candace did some good things. Like, she did that BLM, like documentary, or like, you know, she did the whole like deep dive into BLM. She did that. That was good. Jubilee can be really debating. It depends on who's there. Like when Andrew and I were both on Jubilee, and we were debating Destiny. Andrew and Destiny's exchange were really good. I thought that was really good debating, if you ask me. But I think this is what I think. I think everybody is trying to grift off a dead man, and it kind of feels bad. Like, the fact that they're even keeping the Charlie Kirk show alive, they're grifting off a dead man. You know, they should change it to like TPUSA show, not the Charlie Kirk show, because the Charlie Kirk is dead. So let the man rest in peace. They're grifting off a dead man. Ian Carroll, everybody that's talking about the conspiracy is grifting off a dead man. Candace is grifting off a dead man. So yeah. But yep. If she goes against Andrew, he would ruin her within. Yeah, he would. She says too much. Yeah, she does. But you know, she don't know, but she know. You know what I mean, Cleaner? She don't know, but she knows. And so it depends on the venue of Jubilee. If it's 1v1 or 1v20, you change it. Yeah, it does. It does. You know, I recently was on there back in April, and they still haven't aired it. And it was like me versus this feminist talking about Manosphere. And I'm actually wrecking the Manosphere and this feminist at the same time. They still haven't aired it. It was kind of funny. It's probably because I said too many offensive things. It was me versus a male feminist. It was like a 1v20 versus a male feminist. And it was good. But let me tell you guys something. Next week, this coming week, I want you guys to tune in. Keep an eye on Word Wars debates. You will see my episode dropping with Word Wars debates, where I am debating. I think his name is Chris, on whether or not military service or national service should be a prerequisite to vote. I said yes. He said no. I think I won, but I'm biased, which you guys already know. Yeah, she feels things is emotions are guides. Yeah. It was a good debate because I debated that rights should be tied with responsibilities. not expectations, not entitlements. And the guy was from Canada, so I had a fun like my opening argument was like, why are we gonna take advice from somebody's whose nation's national defense plan is America got this, bro? I was like, you guys don't even like have to worry about voting whether or not you're sending your men to battle, anyways. It's our people have to go and fight for you guys. I was like, we shouldn't have to deal with that. Yeah, I think rights and responsibilities should be tied together. I think if you did like 4 years in the military, or let's just say national service period. So you work in law enforcement, or let's say you work in you did like the Peace Corps, or like, you worked for FEMA, or whatever, any type of national service job, then you should get the right to vote because you're putting skin in the game. And it's a one way, like it has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with gender. It has nothing to do with class. It has nothing to do with, property or wealth. Like it's all based on like, hey, did you put in? Okay, you put in service. Cool. Then you get to vote. No, I don't think if you're a civil rights lawyer, you should. That doesn't count. No, no. Civil rights, no, no. Like a lot of these civil rights lawyers are scam artists. Come on now. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. Come on now. So, I'm just curious. How long does Grid wait for people to come up here and debate? I normally just come on up. You guys should definitely see. You guys got to go. I never met a cop that wasn't a scam artist, though. I never met a criminal that wasn't a scam artist. And when I mean by criminal, I mean by actually, you know what? When I worked in the prison, like I realized that everybody is a criminal, even people that have never been arrested as are criminals. Yeah, you should. If you're paying more to the system, you kind of should get more out of it. I'm kind of in the opposition to that because that's the gateway to socialism. Hospitality. Oh, Seth, I would love for you to come up here and debate that. How about we debate that? You want to debate that while we wait for other people to come up here? Like, think about this. If like the military, you have to do like 4 years of service, right? So actually the shortest military, the army contract is 2 years. So let's say instead of, if you don't want to go in the army, you could go into the Peace Corps for 4 years, or you could work for FEMA for 4 years, you know? Yeah, like that's the thing. That's the thing, Cleaner. Like there used to be like people, you don't have a setup to debate. Oh. Actually, you could just use your phone if you come on StreamYard. Just click the link. We could debate. I sent it over to Gibbs too. Like, Cleaner, do you think I should have like a hard like stopping point if like nobody comes up? Because I know Gray will be doing like 4 or 5 hours or whatever, but that's when he has people debating. He never told me anything what to do if I don't get debaters. Hold on, I should call him. I'm gonna like put him on the phone. Like, hey, Grid, no debaters. What do I do? We'll see what he recommends.
Yeah, man.
Hey, bro, I got like no debaters. What do I do?
I don't know.
I didn't like show my balls or anything on your show. I'm just
Right.
like
Nobody showed up.
nobody's showing up. Greg, what do I do?
I don't know.
Should I just stream? Nothing.
Yeah, just stream. Yeah, just stream nothing. The judges didn't show up.
No.
Cleaner didn't show up. Nobody showed up.
Cleaner's in the chat. Me and Cleaner are talking in the chat, but nobody showed up,
Tyler
bro.
was there. I know Tyler was. I thought Tyler was playing there.
Nobody's here. What's the topic of debate? There's multiple topics of debate, nameless. Won't you click the link and come up here? I don't know what to do, Greg.
Yeah, I don't know. Just have fun.
All right, I'm gonna go for another 30 minutes, and if nobody comes up, I'm gonna
Sure.
call it, and then we'll do better promo next week.
Yeah, that's all good.
All right.
See ya.
See ya. Bye. All right. So I'm just like a substitute teacher, class. All right, I guess the crux of your argument would have to be dependent upon, do you believe that Steelman's here? I guess the crux of your argument depend on whether you believe they should be always able to vote after the criteria, or they should only be able to vote if they're in it. No. It's like once you, like, let's say you do your 2 years of military service, you get to vote for the rest of your life, right? Until we deem you incompetent. You know? So whatever you do, as long as you demonstrated you are willing to put skin in the game, you know, then you get to vote. But I think if you choose like, well, I don't want to go into that career field, or I don't want to do that work, fine, then you just don't get to vote.
Well, the issue with that is that what if you have people who are, say, anti-war or pro-peace, then you're just not giving them a vote, and then you're...
Well, no, but then they could be in the Peace Corps. That's why it's called the Peace Corps.
So what do they do in the Peace Corps? I'm curious about that.
Like they do like they're more like philanthropy. They go around and like build roads, or like they'll do like build bridges. They'll help with like, you know, humanitarian efforts, you know.
So like for like overseas or something?
Yeah, like they're like they do a lot of liaison stuff for like the American government in other countries and stuff like that.
So don't you have like a whole set of like, you know, Republicans or whatever who are saying we need to stop sending money overseas and start doing stuff back here?
Well, yeah, you have that, but it's like you are basically acting as an ambassador. It will be cutting down a lot of the spending by doing so. If it was more checked and balanced, like you had more of a clear checks and balance for it. Now it's just kind of a free for all. How would that not lead to globalism? It's easy. It's actually, if anything, it's the best like version for nationalism if you really think about it. You know, like here, I have it.
And then, yeah, I'm sure you've heard of Eisenhower's warning about the military-industrial complex.
Yep.
Yeah, and so there's people who don't want to participate in that whole industry either, as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, like, okay, let me give you like, I'll give you my opening argument that I did for the debate. Okay. Okay, so I was debating a Canadian. All right, so I was like, before we begin, I want to acknowledge my opponent is from Canada. Now, I find it fascinating that I'm being lectured about civic responsibility and citizenship and voting rights by someone whose country's national defense strategy can be summed up as, "Don't worry, America got this, bro." That isn't an insult, it's just geography. America has spent hundreds of billions of dollars maintaining the world's most powerful military, while Canada enjoys the luxury of knowing if something truly goes sideways, Uncle Sam isn't exactly going to just sit there and eat popcorn and watch. So when it comes to the discussion like civic duty, sacrifice, and national service, I think America has earned at least a seat at the table. So let's be honest. You know, a country where identity politics and social ideology has become more culturally exported than anything else. But tonight is not what we're talking about. We're talking about exercising political power is somehow unreasonable. I disagree. See, my position is simple. Every right grants power. Free speech gives you the power to influence others. Property rights gives you the power to own resources. The rights to bear arms gives you the power to defend yourself and others. And voting rights gives you political power over the lives of millions of your fellow citizens. So the greater the power a right grants, the greater the responsibility should accompany it. The principle exists everywhere else in society. Parents have authority, but they also have an obligation. Employers have authority, but they also have an obligation. Government officials have authority. They also have an obligation. Why should voting be the one area where authority exists without the expectation of responsibility? Voting is not just merely self-expression. It determines taxes. It determines spending. It determines immigration policies. Voting determines criminal justice policies. Voting influences foreign policies and military action. And voting affects every citizen in the nation. So if you're going to hand someone that kind of political authority, it's reasonable. Is it really unreasonable to ask them to demonstrate some commitment to the country first? See, I don't believe so. That is why I support national service as a prerequisite to vote. Military service, firefighter, law enforcement, emergency response, disaster relief, infrastructure projects, conservation projects, any meaningful form of national service that demonstrates discipline, sacrifice, and accountability and commitment to the common good. The goal is not exclusion. The goal is contribution. The goal is to create citizens who not ask merely, what am I owed, but also what do I owe my country in return? Because freedom is not self-sustaining. Someone has to defend it. Someone has to maintain it. Someone has to sacrifice for it. Rights tell us what we are allowed to do. Responsibilities remind us what we must do to preserve the system that makes those rights possible. So that was pretty much my opening argument.
Well, okay, that was awesome. Great opening argument. I just want to know, I'm not Canadian. I know you weren't talking about me. I just want to put that out there, even though there's a lot of Canadians in this space for some reason. But what I really wanted to touch on, and I didn't mean to just jump in on it, but I heard you mention the other day, and so I think you understand that our Declaration of Independence tells us that our rights are given to us by our Creator. These aren't
actually, let me list 3 rights that are given, they're unalienable rights. There's 3 unalienable rights granted by our Creator.
Well, hold
life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So not all of our rights are not granted to us by our Creator. Only 3 unalienable rights.
Okay, it says among those rights include the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of property.
I don't have it directly in front of me. I have to pull it up here. Hold on.
So it says, among those rights include life, liberty, and property, or pursuit of happiness, however you want to translate that. But my point being there is that that's not an exhaustive list of rights. Just like when they wrote the Bill of Rights, it was not. They argued because they were trying to say this is not an exhaustive list of rights. You cannot list all of the rights that God endowed by man because it's like an infinite list of rights, basically. I mean, maybe not infinite, but it's like the right to breathe, for example, or the right to. There's just so many rights that you could think of that they didn't list because they just figured they were self-evident. Which I agree that one of our founding fathers' flaws was believing that anything was self-evident, because we all know that is not true. Apparently, nothing is self-evident in this society. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so here I'm gonna put on the screen so we could actually go.
So it's privileges. The government grants privileges, but they don't grant rights. Then there's a big difference. Like, they can give you privileges, but they cannot give you rights. They can only protect rights or infringe upon them.
So here, we put it up on the screen. The Declaration of Independence. Can you see that? Everybody see that? Let me zoom in. How you doing, Cleo?
Yeah. So we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among those
hold on. Certain unalienable rights. So these rights are unalienable. There's certain unalienable rights,
which we know that's not even true.
These are, and so what are the certain unalienable rights?
Well, they got that wrong. Well, they say life, liberty, and you can say pursuit of happiness, which originally was probably property.
Hold on. How are you going to say that the Declaration, they got it wrong? This is the Declaration of Independence, a transcript. This is from the.
Well, because they got these rights from like John Locke's writings, and you don't have a right to the pursuit of happiness. That's such a ambiguous right. Nobody can even claim what that is. It
means that somebody cannot infringe upon you pursuing.
But that's totally not true. Obviously, they can all the time. They do it all the time. You don't have a right to pursue happiness wherever that takes you. That's prima facie nonsense, right?
Well,
but you do have the right to property. You have the right to the property and to defend that property.
That could be your pursuit of happiness. Owning property could make you happy.
Well, and that comes from John Locke's. Our right to property, and then it was changed to pursuit of happiness in the final draft or whatever. If that really was.
This is the one that was signed, right? This is the Declaration of Independence that was signed. This version.
I'll go with you that maybe that is what it was signed. And okay, first of all, I just want to get it out there that they were even wrong about that. How can they say you have an unalienable right to life? Unalienable means inseparable. Nobody can separate you from that right. Well, then how can you have the death penalty if you have an unalienable right to life? So therefore, you don't have an unalienable right to life.
Because you can lose your rights. Rights are just privileges.
Right. So they're not unalienable then, right? They should have said you have alienable rights.
You forfeited your unalienable right to life when you decided that you are going to take someone else's life.
Okay, but what I'm saying is if your rights to you were endowed by your creator and they're unalienable, then you don't have the authority to forfeit your rights. It's unalienable from you. You cannot separate yourself from that right.
You didn't give up to the right, but they were taken from you because you violated the law.
Okay, so can we admit then that these rights are in fact alienable? They're clearly not unalienable because you can forfeit them, as you mentioned.
Oh, Tyler, this is hilarious.
Hey, Glenn, what I let you out the kitchen for? Go on stream? Make me a sandwich. All right, Steelman, real quick to fill you in on that. It was Locke, I believe, that talked about this specifically. That said your rights are inalienable, meaning you can't give them away willingly, but you can forfeit them by violating somebody else's rights. A stupid distinction that I also disagree with, and it's one that people use to say that their rights are inalienable, but the prison system can also take them away at will.
Yeah, like the right to. So this is one thing that gets me about abortion. Like if abortion is legal, then isn't it violating that child's unalienable right to life?
Well, yeah, but if you have the death penalty, then apparently we've already declared that's an alienable right in the first place.
I don't think they're actually trying to say that you're incapable of being separated from those rights, because it is kind of baked in here. It says to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Which means only through the consent of the people are we able to protect them and give them those rights.
Can I
These
take
are the
those
rights
rights
we
and
believe
forfeit
they
them?
should have.
Can I forfeit
And then
those
it
rights
goes
through
on and
contracts?
gives them out.
Well, that's the point. Is can I forfeit those rights through a contract? And if you can, then they're not inalienable anymore. There's something that can be negotiated away. The point of inalienable means they're inseparable. You cannot give them away, but you can forfeit them. It's a stupid distinction without a difference.
I get that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think it speaks away from the spirit of the article.
Well, okay, the spirit. No, but cleaner to address your point that other people can infringe upon your rights, but it's the government's job to protect you from that infringement. The government doesn't have the right to take away those rights. They're there, like you said, to protect those rights. So when the government institutes something like a death penalty, that goes exactly against what you said. How is the government protecting your right to life when they're instituting a death penalty? That makes no sense.
Because if the government institutes the death penalty, I'm going to institute the death penalty for the crime that you committed against my family. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so I guess it's in a more humane way.
Well, you're balancing out rights with civil society. The way the Blackstonian legal system works is you have a third-party arbitrator that's a neutral party to the crime, decide the punishment, see who's actually guilty, see if it was self-defense or murder, things of that nature. And that has to somehow, that civilizational necessity has to somehow also be worked into the inalienable rights theory. So forfeiting your rights after you've violated somebody else's is kind of how that works. And that gives the state carte blanche to basically do whatever the voters think that the punishment should be to you, which to me, again, that means your rights come from the monopoly of force of the state practically, and everything else is just kind of headcanon.
So it's like you're talking about force doctrine.
Yeah, to some degree, absolutely.
Well, it does come back to that to some degree, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way around that. I mean, we've proven that in every war we've kicked ass in. So.
And and then to go to move this along a little bit, and then you have the additional Bill of Rights, right? Those are not the Bill of Privileges. And let me give you an example, like a free speech or something like that, right? Or whatever. These are all just there to protect you from, like, it says the government cannot infringe upon these, but these aren't like civil. These aren't civil rights. These are, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have the right to bear arms in a Walmart or some shit because they have the right, because they're not the government. So if they tell you you can't have a gun, they're not infringing upon your Second Amendment because it only applies to the government, right? The government can't take your guns. But if I walk up to you and I take your gun, that's not infringing upon your Second Amendment because I don't work for the government. You know what I'm saying?
That would also be a constitutional right versus we're talking about the inalienable
that's just
ones.
Differentiation between a person infringing on your right and the government. That's all that is.
But
and
the Bill of
when you
Rights
infringe on someone else's rights, then you lose your rights.
No, but the Bill of Rights doesn't apply to a citizen. It only applies to a government actor. And so that's So that's why, like you said, Cleaner, that it's all established there as to say the government cannot do these things. You have the right against the government. The government has no right to come and do these things. And so those are, I guess, what I'm trying to get at is we've established that we have rights, and those are not privileges. Like a privilege would be like getting food stamps or housing benefits or something like that, which is considered like a privilege.
You do understand the government is made up of technical citizens of the United States, right?
But when they're in their official capacity, when they're in their official capacity, they're not operating as a citizen. They're operating as an officer.
Yeah,
but they still
have extra privileges.
A citizen. They just have extra privileges that are afforded them because they're working in certain areas.
To some degree, they lose their right to free speech when it comes to the government. Because it's your employee
give
as
up
well.
some things too. Yes, but they're still citizens, and they're still entitled to the same rights. Now, they may have some restrictions on those because of the job they're doing, but that could be military people. That could even be civilians that are working for the government in a contract capacity. Like that could be all kinds of people.
They still have the right to free speech, but the consequence of exercising that free speech could be losing their clearance or their employment.
Right? Yeah, but the whole right to free speech is the government can't make consequences if that particular speech is protected speech. And it's like, you're like, hey, you want to come in late for work or you want to come in and work on the weekends? You're like, fucking suck my dick, boss. And like, no job is going to let you come in regardless after that. But, you have to have order. It has to function orderly. So you don't have the right to say something protected necessarily because the government then now has employment privileges over you. They can enforce speech penalties for things that are technically illegal.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you guys should check out the debate. The debate's going to be good. It's going to be on World of Wars debate. I need y'all to vote so I can win. I want to go to round 2.
Well, and you mentioned the civil rights lawyer, for example. I don't know if you were either joking about that. If you were joking about it, then I think your argument would hold a little more weight. But if you're not joking about that, then I think that it loses weight.
I was joking. A civil service, like I would even say like working for welfare is a civil service. Like you're helping the social society.
So then would you agree, though? I think you're moving away from a capitalistic society, because if you could have somebody who's really industrial and capitalistic mindset who's going to say start a business at a young age or whatever and provide a lot of benefit to society.
No, because okay, you're 18. You turn 18. You could do 2 years in the army, or you could do 4 years in like a trade, like through the civil engineers, or like the Peace Corps, and you could learn a skill set. I think it'll be great for young men to do that. Then, because a lot of guys don't have a trade, or they don't even have a skill that they can find to monetize, right? So they can learn a skill. They can learn how to build roofs for, what was it? What was
Well-
it called? Like, for humanitarian projects, then you come back and you're a roofer. You open up your own roofing company, and then so it's not socialized. It's not social like a socialistic or communistic by any means. It's
Well,
kind of like it's similar to what like Israel does. Like, Israel makes them go either 2 years in the
Sure it
army
is.
or 2 years medical.
Yeah, no, I don't. Well, we're going to steer clear away from the Israel topic, I think. Right.
Yeah,
I
I can't glaze all night. The great state of Israel waging righteous war on terror.
But okay, and then if we look at like most of like the most like basically, I don't mean to use wealth as an indicator of like success, but a lot of the most wealthy people, and even like Einstein or even like Lincoln, even though you might say, well, they were all like they didn't go to school. And I'm using school like Einstein was never in like civil service. You would like be denying Einstein the right to vote. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Einstein's not here. I'm talking about moving forward because I think what the 19th did, like it let every idiot in the world have the same right without putting any skin in the game. Like, can we have a competency test? Like, can we at least have like a civil service, like a civil education test?
Yeah.
Like
Here's the test. Anyone that's willing to vote in this society does not pass the competency test. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
Can
well,
you at least name like at least the mayor in your town?
But I mean, I think I'm onto something. You get what I'm saying? Anyone that's willing to vote in this society, basically, I think, fails the competency test because there's no way. Like, I do tons of research on all this stuff, and like I got time to like research into the people to vote for and the mayors and all that shit. And then everyone that's running, they're all basically the least qualified. That's why they're running. They're all doing it so they can get like kickbacks, or none of them are in it for like the right reasons. They're not coming up with any novel like solutions to any of these problems that they're not even talking about and stuff like that. I mean, the whole thing is basically a dog and pony show, left-right paradigm nonsense. They're all for the same policies, the same wars, the same surveillance state and everything. Anyone that's willing to vote for any of these people should be disqualified from voting. And then I think you would actually have a decent voter base.
I think if you made people have like again, I think rights and responsibilities need to go hand in hand. And I think just exercising the right to vote without having a responsibility to your government, that's problematic. That builds entitlement.
So democracy would work if we just banned all the people that you disagree with. Steelman, was that what you're saying?
At this point, yes, probably.
So 2/3 of the people being in favor of generally having a U.S. hegemony over the world, having a safer world, having like record high,
having a safer world. Hold on a second. Having a safer world for who?
Yes. For who?
So you think that the CIA, you think that everyone's like Snowden and all that stuff that comes out where they're sitting there listening to you, wiretapping you, watching you. Now it comes out that if you go to Cabela's and everything, that they report all those financial transactions to the IRS for war. Like,
what does it have to do with safety?
It has to do with your lack of safety. This is what our founders realized: is that your biggest
enemy, more or less safe because they're listening to your phone call.
No, do you realize that because it's called a totalitarian state that's what it moves into? Don't you realize that our founders taught us that the biggest threat, the biggest threat to your safety is your government, bro? Do you not realize that?
The founding fathers didn't teach us that. They instantiated the government, wrote a declaration and constitution that enabled the government to have authority over us. So they wrote Article 1, 2, and 3, which jurisdicts all these things. They're the ones that went halfway on the world to fucking fight the Barbary pirates to protect our trade routes. The same thing I just proposed for today. So the founding fathers would probably agree with me. The first thing the founding fathers did when they established the first Congress was pass a tariff, which is massive intervention into the free market to give U.S. businesses a leg up. They were passing subsidies for U.S. taxpayer, for U.S. Businesses against the taxpayer.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what I fucking said. Exactly, bro. The biggest threat
No, I
to
was
the
talking
government.
about. I was just co-signing what.
Yeah, I know, but you're right. That's what I was saying. He's sitting here saying, "Don't you realize that the founders, as soon as they established the government, started fucking us over?" Yeah, exactly my point.
It's not fucking us over. We ended up being the richest, most powerful nation in human history. How is that fucking us over? It enabled us.
I think success fucks us over in Steelman's eyes.
Okay, well, no. When you have the highest per capita incarceration rate, okay, you might have. See what I'm saying? He says that's not bad. He's for the government.
Yeah, that doesn't tell me anything. That just tells me that we're better at arresting people.
Yeah, we're better at busting people for the crimes that they commit.
Okay, yeah.
Other nations
Okay.
suck at busting
What?
people for crimes.
Okay,
Is there
yeah.
like
I mean,
a high false
no,
conviction rate?
you know how we're good at arresting people is by making up fictitious laws that violate their liberties. Like people, how many people have been put in jail for marijuana only for marijuana to become legal later and say, oh, it's okay to smoke weed
What
now.
do you mean marijuana? What, like just for possession? Almost none.
No, that is almost none, dude. If you
Almost none. Yeah. Usually, when
you
you see
think
a
that-
possession charge, it's a higher charge that got pled down.
Well, yeah, because they'll sit there and trump up the charges and then plead you down. No, the war on drugs, if the war on drugs spiked the prison and rate. And what I'm saying,
crime.
yes. So what I'm saying is, if they want to infringe upon your liberties and then say your liberties are a crime today, then they can of course fill up their prisons. And then they say our prisons are too full. It's no longer a crime. And when we decide it is a crime again, it'll be a crime, just like with prohibition.
Hey, Steelman, I got a question for you. Do you make your kids call you father?
No. And and because, like you said, no, because I actually do follow what Jesus said. And so I
tease you.
no, I know that, no, but I'm serious about that.
You're not in favor of legislating your morality in any way? Legislating any form of morality in any way? You only want laws that like prevent violence, but why even prevent violence? Like why legislate anything?
Upon my rights.
No, here's
my rights to create violence.
It's quite simple. The government's there instituted among men to protect their rights. So the government's not in there to infringe upon your rights. If somebody's violating somebody,
I'm going back to the point you just made about particular laws. You said there's bad laws in the books, and the example you gave me was banning drugs. So the reason you're saying there's a banning drugs is because that's somebody's right to do something to their own body, but we're legislating morality when we ban drugs. We're saying as a country, as a people, we don't endorse that specific action.
Yeah, and I'm saying exactly. The legislating morality is bullshit. Exactly.
Why is that bad though? Like, do you want necrophilia to be illegal?
So hold on, morality is bullshit. So are you?
No, legislating morality is.
Legislating morality.
That's what the Pharisees and Sadducees and the Jews did, and that's exactly what fucking Jesus came here to stop: is the legislation of morality.
So
I think you don't realize how much of your own morality you legislate.
Let me just ask you this: so then we shouldn't put people in jail for grape?
No, here's Glenn. I'm happy to explain that so it makes sense to you. Because apparently,
that's legislating morality. If we put people away for grape.
Okay, maybe you think so, but let me explain to you so that you understand exactly where I'm coming from. It's a real simple base.
All right, explain it to me. I need to know this. I'm trying to understand how you differentiate.
Okay, it's real simple. So government is instituted among men to protect our rights. If somebody violates our rights, that's when government is supposed to come in and stop them. So if somebody's getting raped, their right is being violated, and so the government has a job to go in there and stop that violation. But if somebody's sitting,
what though? Based off of what?
Morality. Based off of an injured party.
Yeah, like what if we don't agree on what our rights are? What if I say I have the right to rape? What's
I just told you.
Is there a rape? Can we not nuke? Like, can we
sorry. I heard that one doesn't actually nuke channels anymore. But
when you have the state coming as the injured party because of morality issues, that's different than having an individual whose rights are being violated by another person. If you're sitting there, if you have an injured party, an injured complainant, a person saying this person violated my right, then the government should come in and say, hey, and mediate that or stop that. But the government can't just come in and say, we don't like what you're doing. So we're just, even though there's no injured party, nobody else has a problem with it. You're not hurting anybody else. They don't have any case against you. So why should the government come in and fabricate a case?
Real quick, Raging Patriot come to the $5 super chat. And he says, the Steelman has been graped way too many times by the mushroom. Aliens, they've inserted things into him that no man should have been inserted with. Wow.
Well, I get you.
I'll take that as a compliment.
They got fun a lot.
That I'm gonna use that, like, since we're doing like grid stream, I'm going to put the grid, my grid video every time. All right. That got fun a lot.
And that guy, how dare him call himself a raging patriot when he's sitting there? Obviously, he's clearly not a patriot, by the way. So I spit on him for desecrating that name.
Well, that's up to interpretation as well. Like you could you could make plenty of arguments. The Federalists and the Anti-Federalists did not agree on how the government should be ran and what would be the best way to be in favor of your country. Like I don't know. I want to challenge your definitions a little bit more. Like I really think that you are legislating your particular type of morality in a certain way. What is if I say, if you look at nature, you look at the history of humanity, we've always had slaves. We've always had men dominating women physically. Why should these things be illegal now? And
yeah, it's again, if you can't understand the simple concept, it's because you have an individual who's being damaged and they're making a damage claim.
I understand that, but what is...
Well, they're not being damaged if they just submit and agree to it.
Right. No,
Yeah,
if you want to submit,
exactly.
and I agree to that. I agree. So if somebody wants to work for free, then
So
they
they're
should be...
infringing upon our rights to own them, aren't they?
Yeah,
No,
well, that's what I'm saying.
See, now you're just being stupid. You see how dumb that is? That's what they think.
But I had to
Now
make
you
the
see how
joke.
fucking dumb they are?
I had to make the joke.
No,
I
I'm
No,
couldn't-
you're not making a joke. You're pointing out
I'm trying
exactly
to-
how these dumbass motherfuckers think.
I'm just
Do
trying
they
to like
actually feel that way?
scrutinize your view to better understand it.
Hey, Steel Man,
So,
are you getting a little emotional about this?
oh, dude, I'm pissed because here's another reason why. If I want to work for free for someone, like you guys are saying, if I want to go work for free and be their slave, I should be able to. But the government says, nope, you can't even fucking do that. You have to work for minimum wage or you can't work at all. If you want to go work for $10 an hour, sorry, motherfucker, you can't work at all now. That's fucking retarded.
So Joe Cool asked, like, we've always had murder. Why should it be illegal? Is this his argument?
That's what I'm trying to make as well. Like, if we've always had these things going on in nature, like, why do you have the right to legislate them away?
Again, for some reason, you don't understand what an injured party is. Do you?
I'm trying to I'm trying to walk down this path more. I understand what an injured party is. I'm trying to get you to explain why that injured party has the right to make that claim in the first place.
Because
You
they
just said,
have
"Well,
a
injured
right."
party."
Because they have a right. Once
You're
you've
saying,
infringed
why do they have the right? Why can't I just say, well, in nature, those rights never existed. This is a brand new concept. I think it's headcanon, and I think I have the right to take what I want.
then you can think that, but then we come in as the government and say, sorry, we were instituted to stop dumbasses
I'm
like
not saying
you.
it's the government.
But
I'm
that's
saying
based
your
off of
ideal
morality.
view.
Hold on, that's based off of the morality that you said is garbage.
Yes, yeah, I'm trying to get
No,
him
no,
to come to that as well.
here's the difference between the morality and not. If my morality is I can be is immoral or moral as I want as long as it doesn't infringe upon your morality or moral like basically as long as I don't damage you.
Liberal
right?
ideology, yes, I understand.
So my rights,
real quick. Casper the Lord Swift comes up with a $5 stupid chat, and he says, "This sounds like sovereign citizen bullshit to me."
I'm trying not to make him.
And that got fun. That got fun a lot.
Oh no! I'm not the one claiming immunity when I get sued. I'm not the one saying, "Oh, well, sorry, there wasn't a clearly established bullshit." And I'm not the one who has immunities. I'm not the sovereign one. The ones that are sovereign are the fucking cops, the fucking judges who can literally do whatever the fuck they want, and that you can't sue them because they have immunities. Those are the sovereign citizens. I'm saying we should uphold the law, stand for the law, stand for people's rights. And when you say that, everyone's like, "Oh, you must be a sovereign citizen." It makes no fucking
Qualified
sense.
immunity has nothing to do with
What
legal
right?
jurisdiction. It's civil protections.
Wait a minute. You said that there shouldn't be rights based on morality, but if you're gonna put somebody in jail because they murdered someone, that's due to morality.
That's what I'm trying to explain.
Okay, again, but
you're
Glenn,
embracing a liberal
here's why.
value.
Glenn, I'm saying that person has a damage claim, and because they're not alive to do it, then the next of kin or whatever, or the government or whoever is there to protect their rights. You see do you understand what it did? When you're making the state the injured party and you're not actually damaging anyone in the state, the reason that they have the people versus this person is because they have no injured party. They can't tag your name on it and say you hurt this person, so they just say the state.
It's not actually about rights being infringed, is what I'm hearing. It's about people getting damaged or not.
Yeah. And it's like, what even says they're being damaged? Why do I care if they're being damaged? It's because of the moral framework that we have for our judicial system. That's why it matters.
The damage. What determines the damage?
So the person would have to make the claim.
All right. So I'm going to make this really crude. So let's just say you smashed a girl and you beat up that box. You damaged it. She liked it. Now is she damaged? Does she have a right to claim against you that you gave her the D so good that it damaged her box? Can she sue you for that?
I've done that a few times. I'd be in jail right now.
I mean, well, the fact of the matter is, Glenn. The fact of the matter is,
that shit for the next guy.
let's be
You
real.
ruined it.
The fact of the matter is, she could bring a suit against you, and it would be up to the jury to decide. That's just how it is. She could do that today in a civil court.
No,
For
you
something
can't.
she asked you to do.
You can't do that in civil court.
Yeah, you can. You can sue anybody for fucking any reason.
That's not any. It's tort law. This is where where civil law comes in, and it's not just any reason. You have to, like, if I say you're defaming me right now, you have to I have to prove certain criteria before that even gets looked at by a judge. Yes,
Okay.
yes. as a
You're telling me
private
that if
citizen.
you're telling me that if you sue me and I don't respond to your case, okay, you still have standing.
Yeah, but do you know how much it takes to get to the point you just brought up?
Then I have to come in.
Yes, you're skipping like 100 steps, the steps that I'm talking about. If I actually get the ability to serve you, I've already gone through like 30 steps. But I'm
What
saying
do you mean
those
30 steps? All you got to do is go down to the fucking courthouse and file out a complaint and give it to the fucking clerk.
You have to no. You have to prove certain things before they'll give you any rights over discovery or anything, or service or anything like that.
There's no
Well, you have to-
How are you going to prove something over? You're the one who has discovery. You're
I'm
the
using
fucking one. You're the
no,
plaintiff.
I'm using defamation as my example. If I say you defame me, and I'm a private citizen, you're a private citizen. We're going to leave the public figures out of this. I have to prove not only that you said some things that are potentially not true, but also that you were trying to damage my career with that. And if that criteria isn't met, a judge will just throw that shit out. You can't.
Thank you, and that's my whole fucking point. Thank you, and that's exactly what we should be doing.
No, you said the exact opposite.
What?
You said
No,
you
I'm-
can literally sue for anything. You just
You
go
can
around the
sue for
courthouse and
anything.
ask-
Right, and then if somebody says, "Hey, I didn't damage that person," prove it. Then they have to fucking prove it. And that's my fucking point, is that that's what the government should have to do. They should have to,
before
And
the
then
other
where does
parties
the
even
government
involved.
and how does the government base that, whether it's not, if it's a legitimate claim based off of morality that is legislated? You said that they can't legislate morality.
okay, Glenn. Here. Let me hone in on the real problem that at least I think you guys are ignoring. Prohibition is a perfect example. They sat there and said alcohol is illegal. They arrested, jailed people for having alcohol. Then a couple years later, now it's legal again. And just the same with marijuana. People were getting arrested, canines searched, torn out of their cars, impounded, all this shit. And now they're telling you it's okay again. And I'm saying this arbitrary fucking decision making, it's ridiculous, because now it's whoever's in power at whoever's whim. It's like what our forefathers hated about democracy, is that just because there's 51 people who don't like marijuana and then tomorrow there's 51 people who do like it or whatever, it's like, is that really what we should be doing? Just changing our minds on what's right and then there's no longer something that's right and wrong. It's just what we decide today is right, and tomorrow it can be wrong. And
But
So
that
we
was
should
one of the
never
reasons
change our
why
mind with new info.
that was one of the reasons why they didn't want every general, Tom, Dick, and Harry to be voting, though.
And that's
And I
why
agree.
I think that we need to go back to national service as a barrier entry to vote.
I say
Okay,
just
so
repeal the 17th, and that'll help a lot.
You like how I just tied that back in there?
I
Smooth,
do like that. I do
Well,
like
see,
that.
I feel like anyone that wants to repeal the 17th doesn't have a daughter.
That's the
That's what I think.
19th.
The
The 17th,
19th,
the
not the
17th is voting for your senators. They used to be appointed by states, and now they're voted for. And I think making them political has made them significantly more corrupt and significantly less effective, because now they have to go out and spend 60% of their time begging for money from donors.
Oh, I mean, yes, exactly. The whole campaigning thing, all they're doing is exactly getting money from donors and then trying to like pass bills to make themselves more money and all this stuff. I mean, don't you see how this whole political?
I think we need to get rid of, like, I think lobbyists should be illegal. I think we should outlaw lobbyists, especially foreign lobbyists. Sorry there, Tyler.
What AIPAC is U.S. citizens exercising their First Amendment rights.
On behalf of another nation, yeah.
It doesn't matter. You can advocate, like, if you advocate for to leave Israel because you're pro-Palestine, that's the exact same thing. You're allowed to advocate for the foreign policy you want your country to do. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, you can go do it in that other country. not ours.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm pro-Israel. It's been a net benefit to the U.S. You want to take that
what's funny?
debate?
Yo,
I'll take it.
let me tell you something. I got some random text message. I think it's some like IDF person trying to get me in the debate. No, I'm kidding. Some Zionist, but I'll read it to you. They're like, "This is so random." Where is it at? Where we go? Okay.
Bro, have you gotten the AI calls yet? Have you gotten called by an AI telemarketer yet?
No.
Yeah, we get those a lot.
Marketer, and I did like I've done that stupid how to break your AI training shit. So I go through and get it into a situation where it's saying armadillo, and every time it uses an A at the end of a word, it has to say armadillo. So it never stops saying armadillo. It sat there for over an hour saying armadillo. I actually muted the phone and put it down, and I just left it. And I came back about an hour later after I was done changing the oil in my truck, and it's still going armadillo over and over and over.
Can you send me how to break an
AI? I think it was an AI. He goes, "Hi, I'm Liz. We're gathering opinions on the U.S.-Israel relationship and regional stability. Have a minute?" ? I said, "Sure." That's great. Thanks for chatting with me. The United States and Israel seeking to hold Iran in check. Iran is the largest sponsor of terrorism, and it's allowed if it's allowed to pursue a nuclear weapon, it could drag the region into a wider conflict and put Americans at greater risk. Do you think confronting Iran actually helps America avoid bigger war later, or do you worry it's the opposite? I said, I don't like the way you're phrasing this question. And they're like, let me focus on the U.S.-Israel relationships. What are your thoughts and on why Israel is a vital ally for the United States? Just to clarify, do you think confronting Iran actually helps America avoid bigger war problems later, or do you think the opposite? I said, I think confronting Iran on America's interest is important, but I don't think confronting Iran for the sake of Israel is America's problem. I think Israel could work together on things aligned with America's interests, but when it benefits more for Israel than it benefits America, I think it's no longer in America's interest. And like, do you stand for Israel? What do you mean by stand for Israel? Exactly. Standing for Israel, meaning supporting their quest for peace and security. Like, I'm having so much fun with this, right? I was like, I think it's safe to say that I think every nation have the right to defend themselves and their borders. But I don't think it's America's responsibility to get involved. I said it's like if you started a fight and then you come ask me to back you up, but I do all the fighting for you. You didn't get into the fight. You started the fight at my cost. So why should I I don't support that.
Man, the AIs are fun to mess with.
Oh, they are.
Really, like, if you ever want to screw one up, all you have to do is figure out what its motivating factor is in its interaction with you, like what it's supposed to try and get out of you, and then you need to appeal that you're on its side, and that's a fact somehow. And once it understands that, you can get it to say anything you want, just by phrasing it that way.
I said I stand by Israeli actresses that are hot, like I was like, send all the hot Israeli women here. I stand for that. I stand by hot Israeli women.
I feel like you're trying to bait me into this, so I'm not biting.
You know what an AI would do, though, Glenn? It would send every Israeli woman that was over 250 pounds to you because they are all temporarily or temperature-wise hot.
I know, right? I should say you should send me all attractive Israel or Israeli women.
What's attractive to an AI?
You better specify something, bro.
All right, what's her name? Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot, yeah.
Gal Gadot, yes. Send me all Gal Gadots. I stand by Israel women.
Some women definitely have an unfair advantage in life. I don't know what else to say about Gal Gadot.
Is it trans women that you're going for there?
No,
Yeah.
How are those hot? What are you talking about?
women that are like absolutely gorgeous definitely have like a major upper hand in life.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's debate. Where's some women at? We need some women up here. We need women to debate pretty privilege.
I thought there was 2 women up here.
No, you only
Oh!
represent one right now, Steel Man.
Gotcha. I'm just playing.
She back.
Nice. I'm just playing.
I
Mr.
put on a
Miyagi.
spam. I will again. I'll try to get some more people.
I know, bro. I'm a joker. I'll joke as much as I'll take them. You know, they're funny. I don't mind as long as everybody's laughing.
Man, so I have not got used to the heat in Florida, you guys. Like I decided like I was gonna walk from my gym back to my new apartment, right? Because my vehicle's not here yet. So I Ubered there. It was about 5 miles away. I did leg day. I was like, all right, I'm gonna walk back. 5 miles in Florida heat in the humidity at 101 degrees.
Yeah,
It's not a good look. Let me
it's
tell
a
you
different kind of humidity from Cali.
Oh, it
Because
is.
in Cali, the
Beautiful.
humidity stays kind of covered by the mountain range from the
Yep.
sun for a little bit longer, so it's a little bit cooler humidity.
Yeah.
In these, in the Gulf states, man, that humidity. You walk outside,
Dude.
you'll feel like you're sweating immediately,
Bro,
just
I
dripping off
got
you.
to my apartment. I passed out on my couch and then I woke up yesterday.
Dude.
That's how bad.
Are you
it was.
living in Florida?
Huh?
You're living in Florida? You say you're living
Yeah.
in Florida then?
Yeah.
Oh man, I
here.
can't wait to move back there. Yeah, I'm gonna move there soon again. Dude, I rode
You missed
my
it too?
bike. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get back. I'm planning on it.
Cool.
I rode my bike from Daytona to Miami, 50 miles a day, 5 days, 250 miles.
A motorcycle or a
straight.
bicycle?
Straight up bicycle.
You rode
I
from
had a
Daytona to where?
to straight up South Beach, South Miami.
Every
Yeah.
day?
Yeah, 50 miles a day for 5 days straight because I had a court date.
Oh,
I had to test.
it took you 5 days to get there.
Yeah. Yep. And I rode nonstop 50 miles a day on a bike.
Damn.
Why would
Yeah.
you-
Because
you got stones, man. I wouldn't do that. Fuck that heat.
Fucking
Yeah,
court
dude.
date. He had to make it somehow.
Was it coming up on spring break?
dude.
You were like,
Well-
did you leave a week before spring break?
Dude, it was straight bullshit. I was down there and my brother lives in Daytona and he's like, yeah, I'll come pick you up and we'll, you can come stay at my house and all this shit. And I went down and then I'm like, hey, I got court coming up next week. And he's like, well, I don't know how the fuck you're going to get there. I'm like, well, me neither. I guess I'm going to have to fucking bike at this point.
Damn.
Yeah, but it was fucking awesome, dude. And I did it. It was a whole godly experience. I did it with no money, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No, the one thing I will say about
Yeah.
Florida is that you can sleep outside and you don't have to worry about nothing.
Dude.
Like, you don't have to worry about the weather, the temperature, because even if it rains, you're still warm.
And you know how many abandoned places are in Florida? I mean, that place is riddled with nice abandoned houses and shit. I don't know why, but
I don't go around what's the word, squatting.
Checking.
Yeah, I don't go like, oh, is this abandoned?
Dude.
Let me
dude, there's mansions down there. Dude, that's why I got. Anyways, I actually ended up staying in a different. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I stayed in a different house every fucking night.
The properties are like Swiss cheese missing people some places.
Dude.
Man.
Dude, we were staying in a mansion on Hibiscus Island, the same island that Birdman had his mansion on because it was abandoned, dude. Well, yeah, we were gonna.
Crazy. Man.
I
Yeah, we were gonna do.
squatter. I said I'm not a squatter. Trigger warning. All right, squatter. I squat, but I'm not a squatter.
Because you know about adverse possession law.
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's come about what within the past was it like 4 or 5 years, hadn't it?
well, it's
Yeah.
always been around, but it's been so popularized now that Florida actually has a document that when you want to adversely possess a place, you just fill out the form and give it to the clerk or whatever. And that's what we were going to do is just adversely possess this mansion. And then of course, you don't tell gotta keep that shit secret. Because then my sister ended up fucking like finding out who the owner was, and he had like 100 different properties, and he lives in New York, and like this shit was abandoned, you know. And anyways, just keep that shit to yourself. I learned that rule the hard way, you know.
You know, it's funny. It's like part of me wishes people hurry up and get up here in the debate, and then part of me wishes people don't, because the fight's on tonight, and like Conor McGregor fighting again. I don't want to have to catch the replay, but I'm going to catch all the replay.
Dude,
I
and
mean,
Glenn,
it's
you-
McGregor. It's going to be a replay anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
dude, I couldn't believe when I heard you say you opened for Bone Thugs, dude. Like I opened for Bone Thugs too, and I've never heard anybody else say that. And then I heard you say, I was like, no fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, I opened for Bone Thugs and Too Short back in 2000.
Oh no way, Too Short. Nice, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I actually was I was in a music video with Ice Cube, Too Short, Snoop, and E40.
No way, you made it into a
4 years
music
ago.
video with Ice Cube.
Yeah, music video, Ice Cube, Too Short, E40, and Snoop, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
Did you actually like see them on set or anything?
Yeah, we were talking. Like I know them. I know like me and Too Short, like my buddy is a Eminem's producer, so me and Too Short know each other from that, like just like connections, like people that we know.
That's pretty
No
cool.
way, dude. I love Ice Cube. His show was the best I've seen, you know.
He's going on tour again. He's going on tour. I think he's actually going to be in the new, like, so Dr. Dre's final tour, the Final Lap tour is coming out with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, and Rihanna are the headliners, and like Exhibit, Ice Cube, basically everybody that was in the Up in Smoke tour are going to be on this new tour.
Yeah. Speaking of, as long as we're, you know, when I was in Miami, South Beach, we and my buddy accidentally walked onto the Bad Boys 2 movie set, or there's I don't know if it was 2 or 3, and we were like walking, and then all of a sudden, everything looked normal because it was like a set, and everyone was like acting like it was all background actors and shit. And then we're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And then we realized we were on the set, and then so we started playing along, act like we were extras. And then this guy was like, "Hey, follow me, and I'll show you what to do and shit." Dude, I made it into the movie in the opening scene, dude. It was fucking awesome.
In the rave, in the club.
No, we were outside on the beach when the cars driving by all fast on the beach. And I don't, yeah. And they actually ended up, they caught on to it. And then later the managers were like, "Hey, you know, we see that you weren't supposed to be here and all this shit, but now that you're in the movie, we have to pay you." You know, yeah. So we ended up getting like paid and shit for it. It was fucking funny.
Yeah, those SAG movies, they'll get you, like the union. To make sure you get paid. I hate the union though. I hate working with the union, because once you get working with the union and the union owes you, then like, hey, you better take that gay role.
Dude, I'm surprised this Israel guy here. Yeah.
No,
Like seriously, the
You got some
union.
pretty lips, Glenn. I'd like to see you in that gay role.
So like, all right. So they try to get me
No.
with the gay scene, right? They were like, hey, I get this casting director. She's a great lady. I love her to death. Still work with her. She's like, hey, I got a SAG opportunity for you. Because I've been SAG qualified. I just never accepted it because I like working independent. And they're like, this will do great for you. This is about like 4 years ago. And like, this is when I was shredded. I just finished competing. And they're like, we want you to do a music video for Lil Nas X. I was like, nah, I'm good. And I'm glad I said no. They're like, we're gonna give you $5,000. I was like, tell them no. I don't want to do it. I'm not a Lil Nas X fan. And I'm so glad I didn't do it. My buddy did it, and he had to be the guy that gang banged him in the shower scene.
Oh my God.
In this music video. And I was so glad I passed that up.
You would have never lived that shit down in this.
Never.
For 5,000, no way. Maybe you at least have to give me
Yeah,
1,250. Yeah.
And it's, even though it's still all like, it's all, no, it wasn't anything done, but like it was just the implication of what they were trying to film or trying to portray. I was like, no, I'm good. But Lil Nas X always does gay shit in his music video. So as soon as they're like, oh yeah, Lil Nas X, I was like, no, I don't want that to do that gay shit. No Diddy parties. I've never been to a Diddy party.
Glenn's like,
a little nervous about that.
Gator going off.
Like, I couldn't act gay even if I tried. Like, I just wouldn't do it justice. Like, you know, like, I'm sorry, guys. Just not gonna do it.
I get it.
And then the casting director didn't call me for a year because she got mad at me because she was like, "Oh, I got the right person," and then she's like, "You're turning this down." Like, she called me back like 4 times. I was like, "Are you really?" I was like, "I'm not doing this video. Like, I've just refused to do it." She didn't call me for a year. Then she called me like a year later, and she's like, "I got an opportunity for you. Don't tell me you're gonna tell me no." I was like, "Who is it?" Like, Marshmello. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down." Like, "Oh, thank God. I was gonna cross you off my list and never call you again." I was like, "Okay." You know.
Okay, so real quick, when she says you're the perfect person to be in a shower scene getting big, Lil Nas X, what do you think that insinuates?
You had to be the one.
Like, okay, I'm tatted from my neck down, so I have my tattoos all over my chest. So they wanted someone to look like that prison look, right? And that was somebody on her roster that had that prison look. So that's why she thought I would be perfect for the scene.
Doing a gay thing in a prison scene.
Like, just because I used to go to prison every day doesn't mean I was an inmate.
So I'm more. What was all I picture is,
why you gotta talk about my 2 guns above my D? See, some people know way too much about me up here, about my tattoos. I have 2 pistols tattooed right above on my hips, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. So no homo.
all I can picture is, what was this Marshmello scene? Now I'm afraid to ask.
If you look at was it the 44 Doug song, Marshmello did that one.
Oh, nice.
What is the other one I did? I did 4 Marshmello music videos. I don't remember them all. I have to look at my list. But yeah.
Sounds like none of them had a gay prison scene.
None of them did. I played an assassin in one. The party goer in another one. I did the Weeknd music video before. That was pretty fun.
Why do people just assume that every male actor in Hollywood is willing to do a gay scene?
Because
pretty reasonable, actually.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot of guys in Hollywood. They will sell their soul just to, because so here's the sad thing about Hollywood. If you're willing to do what they want you to do, they will open doors for you. Right? I'm not willing to do, like, a lot of these guys are young too. So a lot of the young guys, they'll do it. They'll go in there and like they're just trying to make a name for themselves. They don't care. Me, I've already lived life and I've already made money. Like, I had a career outside of it. I fell into acting. Like, it wasn't even something like I was like, oh yeah, I want to go to Juilliard's, School of Acting or whatever. I fell into it and kind of just ran with it. And I'm like slated to do a movie next year back in LA called Hybrids. I actually interviewed the director on my channel like a couple weeks ago, about a month ago now. And he was talking about the film that we're doing. And so it's just like, I work with independent directors and filmmakers because it's easier. You have more freedom. I'm not tied to a union contract that says if I deny X amount, they could blackball me. Right. So I get to pick and choose the movies that I want to make. Does that mean I get paid less? Absolutely. Independent filmmakers, we pretty much fund our own films. And we get paid when it's over. So
yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. I'd rather like play a role that I know I could do and like I'm confident in and I believe the storyline, rather than just play a character just for a payday. Because like here's the thing. If you notice in Hollywood, like all the major black comedians have all done some type of drag role.
Yeah, I've seen that, like, kind of sort of conspiracy theory, so to speak.
It's part of like it's a hazing thing.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You sure it's not because Tyler Perry fucking out there killing it because of Eddie Murphy doing it as like a a statement of look how talented I am. I can play 8 characters at the same time. I think it's more
before,
because it sells.
before it was Eddie Murphy, it was Jamie Foxx, and before Jamie Foxx, it was Wesley Snipes.
Oh, I didn't know Wesley did it. Have you seen the
What's
Chappelle
that woman?
skit?
What's that video where Wesley Snipes? What's the guy? The guy from White Men Can't Jump. Also, Woody Harrelson, or is it Woody Allen? One of the two Woodies. They all dressed up as women. Damn, what was that?
That's Woody Harrelson. Woody Allen's the director.
What?
Woody Harrelson. Joanna Man. There's another one. Joanna Man. That was like a black guy playing a drag. Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire is a fucking nightmare of a movie. I don't know why people think it's a great comedy. I think it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I saw a skit on that too. Have you seen Chappelle's skit where he talks about the whole, that whole thing about black guys having wear dresses? Yeah, and I think he was even approached about it, and he refused
Chappelle
to
left because a lot of that shit. He's like, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah.
Where are the debates that somebody's asking? Well, why don't you come up here and debate? I'm just here to host the debate show.
Yeah, I'm just here to push the Jesus mushroom theory,
Oh, wait, did you say all 3 of those words yet?
Yeah, I haven't yet. So, I guess, Jesus is a mushroom.
What is this?
You remember which words they are?
Me?
Yeah.
Jesus is a mushroom. Is the only 3 words I can think of.
Was it Jesus loving mushrooms or Jesus mushrooms and aliens?
Yeah, I put
Love
the
mushrooms.
on
I
Discord.
don't remember now.
Casper, the Lord Swift, $5 comes in and said, "What up, Glenn? It's Casper from my bro. I know it's you. You have the same X name as you do YouTube. Of course, I know it's you, Casper. I'm doing well, friend. Hope you're doing well. I need to catch you in the spaces again one of these days."
So Glenn, have you seen this? I did my whole dissertation. Well, not that I have my doctorates, but I wrote a couple 100-page book or whatever, and a dissertation, just 100-page paper anyway. So I just called it my dissertation.
Illuminati and mushrooms. Trigger, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he's talking about what I'm talking about, basically,
So you have a theory?
You can call it a theory, but I actually call it something stronger than that. I call it a fact,
I agree.
So when I was originally actually going to college for political science, and then this anthropologist came into my class because I had to take a required course. I didn't even know what the hell anthropology was at the time, And and this girl comes in and she's like, yeah, so I got a government grant, which was really funny to me because mushrooms are illegal here and all this shit. But if you're an anthropologist, the feds will fucking pay you to go eat mushrooms. And so she got a grant to go down to Oaxaca Valley, Mexico, and participate in a Catholic ceremony where they were giving out sacred psilocybin mushrooms as the body of Christ during Mass.
What?
Yeah, it's in Oaxaca Valley. And the anthropologist came into our class at the university and was telling us this. And she was telling us she had a total religious experience. And she explained how, her anger was transmuted into compassion and all this stuff. And she was like,
I didn't think that line of brainwashing actually took in society. Did it?
So that's, and
sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, dude, it sounded fucking awesome to me too. I was like, political science, fuck that. I'm going to be a goddamn anthropologist,
Hell yeah.
So did you go down and
well,
partake?
so that I was originally going to do that. I was like, I'm going to go down and do that and go to Siberia where they actually do the Amanita muscaria mushroom, which is the blood of Christ. So you have the blood in the body, and then I was like, fuck, I could just, instead of going and sitting in a hut and all this shit in Mexico or whatever.
That wasn't even a government black op. That was literally just a bunch of conspiracy theory guys that got together and were like, hey, what could we say that would fuck with people? And one of them invented this shit and went off with it. I never thought that would actually turn into something.
Well, no, that wasn't a bunch of conspiracy theorists. That was actually R. Gordon Wasson.
Oh, you don't know? Okay.
No, that was
You don't know. It's even better.
I'd leave Andrew Wilson's laugh to Andrew Wilson. You don't do it as good as him. Go ahead and explain to us what you're talking about, Cleaner.
Oh,
Go grab some more water.
Yeah, no, go ahead because we're gonna give Cleaner the floor, and because he's gonna tell you all what I don't know. Go ahead and tell us what is it that I don't know.
Do you have any idea how many stupid things people believe in right now? They've been brainwashed into believing because there was a group of guys sitting around go,
Yeah,
I wonder what stupid shit we can get
Yep.
dumbasses to believe in.
that's right. Like thinking that like thinking that a cracker is the body of Christ or a piece of bread is the body of Christ. Yeah, I do agree that there's a bunch of dumbasses thinking some dumbass shit. Now, if you're done with your bullshit Spurg fest, I will continue. Which is,
I was having fun laughing.
yeah, because what's really sad, Cleaner, is that you have the majority of people out here having Catholic ceremony, eating a piece of bread or a cracker, having zero religious experience whatsoever, and thinking that that's the body of Christ because some dude who calls himself a father or a pope or some bullshit said some magical words and he transmuted this piece of Wonder Bread into the body of Christ. Do you believe that shit, Cleaner?
Well, it doesn't seem sad to me. It seems like those
seems
people
fucking
are
pathetic.
exercising a free right that they have that the
No,
government
those people are
instills in
brainwashed
them.
into believing some dumbass
No,
shit.
Sounds to me like they're going through with the free right. Which, hey, to believe whatever crazy conspiracy thing, that's also your free right. I'll still laugh at it if it's fucking funny, though.
I'm laughing too, Cleaner. Do you think that a cracker can be transmuted into the body of Christ?
whoa,
I don't know how
whoa!
a
Why do you gotta use racial slurs, bro?
No.
Could you please say wafer? My people have been oppressed by that word for a long time.
So I want everyone to be clear on this. I want everyone to be clear because I can tell. I know Cleaner thinks he can just laugh over everything and that's going to make his point, but it's really just not.
Okay, hold on. How does the mushroom have a? How's the?
Well, I would love to explain. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll even back. Yeah, I guess I'll even go back a little bit forward. It was actually R. Gordon Wasson who was the vice president of J.P. Morgan, who went down and discovered this in Mexico originally. And it was published in Time magazine or Life magazine in like 1959, where he came back and said, there's actually Catholic ceremonies going on in Mexico where they're giving out this sacred psilocybin mushroom and they're calling it the flesh of the gods. And they're saying it's the body of Christ and people are eating it and they're having religious experiences and even talking to Christ. And then, of course, other anthropologists went down there and discovered that this was going on. And this went all the way up to Harvard level. They were sending samples to the Harvard University, and that's where they isolated psilocybin from the mushroom and discovered that's what the type of mushroom it was and everything. And so, anyways, so I had the experience myself. You know what I'm saying? I studied there's other anthropologists like Terence McKenna, who was a botanist turned anthropologist, so he knew all about botany and all about different plants, and he actually traveled the world and did all the different religious ceremonies in like all these different religions. And
Hell yeah! He was partying all over. Let's try that peyote, shamans. Let's go.
Yeah. So he tried it all, and he came to the same conclusion that I have: is that you can try all the other shit, but you don't need to. There's only one true God. There's only one way to God, and that's through Christ.
Whoa, you're kind of tying yourself. He traveled the world, man. You need a bike to get across the state. I don't know if you're the same as him.
No. Right now, I got an excursion. By the way, I got the biggest vehicle on the market. By the way,
hold on, let me ask you this because I know this Christian rapper. He converted into Christianity high on meth, and he said his like cousin came back from prison all like fired for Christ, on fire for Christ, and like told him like, bro, you need Christ, and he's like, you should go in the room right now and read the Bible. And he's like, bro, I was so spun out on my ass, like from meth. He's like, I read the whole Bible in 3 days. Right? And he's like, and I had an experience with Christ. And I was like, no, what you had was psychosis from being up for 3 days straight. You were legally insane at that point.
Oh, well, the thing is, Glenn, let me bring it back. Okay.
So hold on. So the chemical is having a psychosis due to a chemical, stimulated, or whatever. That's what we're considering, like spiritual.
Yeah, so
now?
yeah, so that's the thing is, if you eat the body of Christ, that's the thing. Is people are saying, "Oh, you think that a drug? No, okay. Are you going to tell me that the body of Christ is a drug? You can if you want, but I'm going to tell you that
But you're eating a mushroom that you're calling the body of Christ, not
Right.
the actual body of Christ, right?
no, it is the actual body of Christ. So here's the thing. So there's Oxford graduate, Dead Sea Scroll scholar. His name is John M. Allegro. He was actually hired by the government to decipher the Dead Sea Scrolls originally, and he actually, you can look, if you look him up, he's actually holding the Dead Sea Scroll pieces and piecing them together because he was able to read the original text.
Mhm.
And when after he pieced them together and deciphered the scrolls, he said this was originally a mushroom cult, and that they were eating sacred mushrooms to contact the divine realms, and that they were actually using mushrooms as the body of Christ. This is what the origins of
Hold on,
Christianity
you
is.
said they were using it as but it's not the body of Christ. Thank you.
No, it is.
What?
It's the
Weren't they Gnostics? I thought the Dead Sea Scrolls were Gnostics.
well, yeah. So anybody. That's why I said, when I said I don't think this is not a theory. Once you take it, you become a Gnostic. Exactly, because this is no longer a theory. You know it. I know that this is the body of Christ, and there's nothing that anyone can tell me. I already know because I've experienced it. I've had possession by Christ. I've had communion with Christ. I've seen Christ in the mirror when I was possessed by Christ. You could literally put me on a stake and tell me to deny this, and I would tell you to fucking go, that this is the body of Christ. You cannot. This is a fact. I know it. I'm a Gnostic for that reason. And if you want to be a Gnostic, then you have to know it, not just think it, not just know it through knowledge or research. This is not something that can be researched through a book. It has to be experienced.
That being said, the original goalpost was, you said it was the origin of Christianity, and if it's Gnosticism, then the Christianity disagrees.
So, like in First Timothy, God says, "I didn't give you a spirit of fear, but power, love, and sound mind." How is taking drugs sound mind?
Again, if you're going to call the body of Christ drugs, then you can, but I call the body of Christ soul food. And other people call it the flesh of the gods or the bread of the angels, but I'm telling you, this is not a drug.
What's Christ got to do with collard greens?
So, and you can make fun of it and all that shit and laugh at it, but the fact of the matter is you're laughing at something that's very sacred, very true, and it's actually, and I would tell you that it is actually blasphemy to mock this, because this is the truth. And so, and so to make a long story short, I ended up studying into it and writing my whole dissertation on it and putting out the book and video, and where it explains that everything in depth. A bunch more things, like all of our holidays are all based on sacred mushrooms. Like
I owe someone $1.
What mushroom is Father's Day?
That's a white one.
Is that the mushroom tip?
See, again, like, okay, you can, I get that you think it's funny, but that's just like mocking
I'm sorry,
Christ.
I just had to make a joke out of it because Father's Day.
So you remind me though, yes, the speaking of the so-called tip, that's a golden dome, right? Or it's a golden cap. So this is where you get the golden dome of the rock. Okay, this is the golden cap, which looks like a little golden disc. This is why the Egyptians had the golden disc between the scarab beetle's wings. What's a scarab beetle? A scarab beetle is a fancy word for dung beetle. And what's a dung beetle? It particularly dwells and lives on cow dung. It makes its nests in cow dung or underneath, and it feeds and makes its nests with cow dung. It particularly thrives and cannot live without this cow dung. It's the scarab beetle it's the Cleopatra beetle that Cleopatra was named after. And this golden disc, this is why they worshipped the bulls. And you'll see the scarab beetle with the little horns and the disc, because the Egyptians were worshiping this Christ, this golden mushroom. And this is why the Hindus, they worship the holy cow, because it makes holy shit, because these golden cap mushrooms grow on the holy shit. This is why it's the origins of these religions. It's not just, and this is why, like, you'll hear Christianity is just an offshoot of Egyptology, and Ra and Osiris and all the Trinity of Egypt was the same. Yeah, it is the same story retold in Egypt, because they were worshiping the same God. They were worshiping the body of Christ. And this is what the Greeks were doing. They had their secret society with the ambrosia and nectar, where they would give you a food and a drink in their secret cults. And this is exactly where Christianity comes from. It's underground occultic tradition, and it goes all the way back to the foundation of society. So you have basically, like, Babylon was like the first civilizations. They show you the same symbolism as the Egyptians do. And this is why, and even in the Bible, it talks about when they eat from the tree of knowledge, this is when
But
they
that's a
close.
tree. Hold on, it's a tree, not a
Okay.
not some-
So in the Bible, he says, I give you all seed-bearing plants as food or meat, and then this one is forbidden, right? Well, that's because mushroom is not a seed-bearing plant; it's a spore-bearing plant. It's asexual. This is why Mary.
Hold on, wait a minute. I have a friend here that just messaged me is watching this. And he has partaken in many mushroom trips. And he says, bro, I have done a ton of shit of mushrooms and MDMA and never seen any of the shit this guy's talking about.
Okay. Well, I will tell you this. First of all, again, people are mixing it up. I'm not talking about MDMA, and that's the problem. People just think, oh, he says mushrooms, so all of a sudden it's just MDMA or fucking all this shit. No. There's many gods. This is why God says there's like multiple gods, but there's one true God, and he's a jealous God. Because that's why they have the peyote and all that other shit.
Would you say weed is like a lower, less God?
I would say that's a total false prophet, or a false god. Exactly.
Weed is a false prophet. How about like Coke?
Yeah, no, everything is a false god except these sacred psilocybin mushrooms, and it's because if you know about how mushrooms operate, like for example, in your blood right now there are spores. In the air you're breathing right now, there are mushroom spores. They're in all unregulated airspace, all unfiltered airspace throughout the globe.
Tyler, I'm with you. I just got your message. So shrooms are fungus, not plants.
Yes, exactly. So that's why they were the forbidden fruit in the garden. But the thing is, you got to understand why they were. It was Jesus. This is why Moses holds up the serpent on the staff as a symbol of healing, and why if you look at a ambulance, you'll see a serpent on a staff with the Greek monogram. That six-pointed flat star is the Greek monogram for Jesus Christ. It's showing you the serpent on the staff is Jesus Christ. Why? Because the serpent in the garden was Jesus Christ, and he was there offering his body. The body of Christ is the tree of knowledge, and the blood of Christ is the tree of life.
Hey, Father Joseph.
Hey, God bless you. How are you doing?
God bless you too. I'm doing great. I have a really good, interesting conversation right now with the gentleman that's saying that the blood of Christ is mushrooms. Would you like to come and have this conversation with us on the panel? It's supposed to be a debate night.
Many papers the day before the feast of St. Peter and
Oh, I'm sorry.
But maybe next time. It's just like it's a big day. Like we get to eat meat again after a month and a half.
Oh, I ate meat for you today, so.
You'd like to eat meat for me.
Oh, all right, I'll set up the debate. We'll set up a debate between you two because this is an interesting topic.
Okay, that sounds fine. Later on in the week will be great.
All right, sounds good, Father Joseph. Talk to you later. Have a great day. God bless. Stillman, I'm setting you up a debate with Father Joseph, okay? You could lay this out. I will moderate sometime next week.
God bless.
That'll be a good debate. I'd love to see that. That would be a really good one.
I just had somebody message me. Who's it? Who in the chat messaged me? It was like something about Father Joseph, and I was like, I should just call him. And so, Stillman next week.
I owe two people $1.
We'll get you up here with Father Joseph, and you guys could.
All right, I love it, man.
It's gonna be a fun debate. But other than that, what's going on? Like AJ has done a lot of shrooms, right? And he's still an atheist. So
yeah,
you say
so there's actually a part.
He's done the right shrooms. He's done like lesser God shrooms.
Well, okay, if you look in the Bible, Jesus explicitly says, there are those of you who have eat my body and not knowing what it was and reap judgment upon yourselves and things like that. So he particularly points out that you can eat from his body and not even realize it. Okay, so if Jesus says you can eat from, yeah.
So I don't want you to, I don't want you to like, give out your whole
okay. But I won't.
Yeah, you got to save some. You got to keep some in the holster for this week. I'll reach out to you and we'll get Father Joseph on here, and you guys could have your 1v1.
All right. I'll dress in all white.
I think it'll be pretty good.
Cleaner, you just want to see it play out and laugh.
No, no. I mean, really, I like. Look, for the most part, Steelman is really good at articulating what it is he's trying to say.
Yeah.
And as far as I've ever known the man, he's always tried to make sure that you understand what it is he's actually saying. So I think it'd actually be an interesting conversation to have. I do.
No, I do too. I think Father Joseph is gonna be like, "What the fuck are we talking about drugs for?" Oh, but I think he'll enjoy the conversation. But talking about debates, I know there's really no debating going on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't know why. But you guys should definitely come out to GridCon 2 in Dallas on the 24th if you really want to see some debates, because we will have Tyler right here versus Vince. I don't know what they're debating. I think they're going to debate on who has less masculine facial hair. Don't
you come at me with those fucking baby cheeks, boy. No, we're doing Trump is the most corrupt president, or at least I don't remember who has the affirmative. Trump is either the least or the most corrupt president since Reagan.
Oh wow, there we go.
So yeah,
that'll be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so, because it's gonna be so fucking one sided. It's gonna be like, you ever watched a guy like beat up a kid or like a really weak person? You're like, that's unfair. I feel uncomfortable watching this. That's kind of what it's gonna be like when I get my hands on this dude. Like, and I don't dislike him, so I even feel bad in advance about what I'm about to molest him. I'm gonna fist him so hard, I'm gonna pick his nose through his asshole. So like, you know,
you know what's funny is like I have a problem like insulting people that I don't like or I don't have a problem with. And so when I was like making fun of my opponent in Word of Wars debate, I felt bad. Like I apologized after the airing. I said, "Bro, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make fun of you for just being Canadian." You know, like it just.
Well, you bring up a good point that I've always wondered.
They converted you?
Huh?
They converted you to Canadian?
No, oh no.
But no, I've been wondering that a lot. Why are there so many Canadians in this live debate space, and they all act like they're Americans? I don't understand that.
Or like they act like they know American politics.
Yeah, and they're involved in it, and none of them like reveal their hand that they're not even in the U.S. It's like, why is that though? I mean, I honestly have a real question. If anyone can answer that, I've tried to figure it out, and I can't figure that out.
It's because their politics is fucking boring and lame, and they're so dependent on the United States for their economy to even exist that like they're invested. Fucking Short Fat Otaku was talking that shit to Brian Mullally, so I challenged him to the debate. He kept fucking being rapey about, and he dodged me quick as fuck. It's another Canadian that just like, get the fuck out, deal with your own stupid shit politics.
For real.
Holy crazy pants, Batman! Make 12 steps program great again. That's from Jesse James.
Okay.
Ryder.
Oh man,
You know, her avatar picture goes along with that statement really well because it looks a little surprised, like, "Oh
yeah.
my god!"
He's like, "Holy meth mouth!"
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to go off on it, but just on that point, it's like if you look into the recent studies, because they're only recent studies now, because they've just allowed them to do it. Single doses of psilocybin can not only cure PTSD, like Grid has actually talked about, but they actually can cure drug addictions, alcoholism, and now they're showing you that it can actually like slow aging, dude. It actually slows the aging cells or whatever in your brain, in your body.
Don't tell Brian Johnson that. He might like start taking that shit too.
I think I know. I do think I remember reading something about that, Steelman, how they're using, and it's micro, not the treatment of all the other stuff, but the anti-aging thing. Yeah, there's a microdose that they use along with something that's supposed to decalcify your pituitary gland so that you'll go back into youthful regeneration mode for a limited time.
Yeah, dude, this is the fountain of youth.
Is it like almost like HGH?
No, it's a little different because HGH doesn't decalcify the pituitary. It just provides a hormone itself. The pituitary controls all your hormones. And when you put it back into youth mode where you're growing as a teenager, you are at your most regenerative and healing you will ever be. So it just decalcifies it. Yeah.
Like steroids and me, I'm pro steroid.
Yeah, that just gives you the hormone that gives you the strength gain and the that. But the pituitary controls all of the regulation of that,
Yeah.
and when it gets changed, and like when you take the calcification off of it, they call it calcification. It's like the hardening of it. It puts it back into youthful mode where you're growing, and you can get stronger, you can heal quicker, you can, I mean, like all kinds of crazy things. So
What's
Yeah,
up, Mister? How you doing?
Good, good. I just I wanted to come up and say hi, and I wanted to give you a show idea for your next give you a show idea because I saw the Candace stuff, and I'm glad people are pointing in that direction because I think she's a absolute fucking nut job. But I think the question we all want to know is, where the hell is Mitch McConnell? What is happening with him?
Yeah,
And
like,
why his CCP wife, after staying with him for so long, all of a sudden a major news network has a video of him showing his feet, and they're like, this is proof of life. His wife like vanishes and runs back to China and is nowhere to be heard. So if anyone can tell me what the hell is going on with Mitch McConnell, it would really help.
I would like to know that too. I'm not sure if you guys watched my interview with the Orthodox priest last night, Father Joseph. But here's a clip of it. I asked him like all the tough and hard questions, like that most people are too scared to ask. Is sodomy, or what's a sodomite?
The most standard definition that you can use, because it's often used colloquially for homosexuals, but the most standard definition you can use is somebody who is using their organs in a way they should not be. And so there's an ordered way to do things, and that leads to babies. And then there's everything else. Sodomy technically is everything else.
So, but I thought like in Hebrews it says like the marriage bed is untainted.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
whatever goes on in the marriage bed is that's
You see that's where we added something, because you see the marriage bed is undefiled, but that
undefiled,
doesn't.
like, I thought like whatever the couple, whatever it's like, whatever two consenting husband and wife chooses to do in the marriage bed, that's their business. It's undefiled.
Let me ask you a hypothetical question.
Okay.
So, if a couple decides that they want to introduce another man or another woman onto that marriage bed, is it still undefiled?
No, that's defiled.
Yeah, that's my point.
Well, like, okay, all right. Not trying to be too crude here.
Okay.
But what if he slips? It goes in, like accidental. Did he just commit sodomy?
Again, I'm not gonna. I feel weird answering.
Because this is the questions that people are
Okay,
asking.
but first off, let's just get something straight. Very few people ever slip. Okay.
You guys gotta go watch the rest of that video because I asked him all the most like inappropriate questions to ask a priest.
well, you have to ask those though, because like, people wonder. They want to know the answer.
They do. So, but he did say that like it's better for your wife to swallow if you don't want to have kids than using a condom of contraception. So
interesting.
I'm glad I cleared that up for a lot of people that were worried about blowjobs. It's a lesser sin, but it's better for you to swallow ladies than But Casper, I saw that you asked the question. Where are you at, Casper? You asked, how do I join? Here, let me drop the link for you. Casper, all you gotta do is click on this link that I put in the chat and you will join up, sir.
So I just went and took a look. Mitch McConnell's wife is back in the United States as of now. She was in a documented trip. They never lost track of her because she was meeting with officials from states, and she met with the U.S. ambassador on her trip and said that his health did not warrant her immediate return and that he's recovering in the hospital. So just throwing that out there.
Well, TMZ had this video, and they're like stalking his neighbors now, and they're like, they're like going after the tile guy because some guy was doing his tiles, and they waited for the guy to come out, and they're like asking him questions, asking the neighbors questions, and they're all like, we don't know what the hell's going on. Nobody's seen anybody. Nobody knows anything.
Oh man, who's Avil? Avil 04280. I thought this was a good show. My bad. Talking to the wind. All right. I don't know. Sorry. I took over Grid show. I kidnapped Grid. Grid is in the trunk of my car right now. That's right. I said it.
That's a hell of a place to go deep sea diving and fishing and shit.
He's helping me find my chapstick. No, I'm kidding. Deep sea diving and looking for the chapstick. No, Grid's out here in Florida, and he asked me to cover his show for him. And I said, sure, no problem. But then I scared off all the debaters. For some reason, none of the debaters want to come up here and debate. So we're just kind of hanging out. We're going to go for a little bit longer. Then I'm going to probably wrap it up like a condom. And that's contraception. Okay. But, yeah. You know, it's funny. Where's Tathicus? Gluck, gluck, birth control for the win. Oh, man.
Well, I got a question, Glenn. Do you think there's a correlation between all like the flushed birth control and the rate of homosexuality in America, like throughout the years? I've been hearing about this one too.
I think the water. Look, the birth control in the water made the frogs gay. We know that for a fact.
I don't know about that. Did it?
The Jews put it there. Yeah, the Jews put it there.
The Jews put birth control in the water to make the frogs gay as a test, and then a lot
how
of
the hell did they get from Kazakhstan on that street around the egg all the way over there to the water, though?
I don't know. I think that it's the rise in like estrogen, like products, soy-based products that people are consuming. That's playing a huge role, and also I think a lot of it is a lack of laborious work that's playing that role.
Because I heard Rolo saying something about it, and you know,
yeah, I would say it probably does.
But
birth control probably does have some effect because it does change women's hormonal balance, and men, I mean, males react to females, females react to males based off the hormones, right? Like, I mean, it's just factual. We know that women say as men get a little older, they smell better for a reason. And it's not just like men that are like putting on cologne or anything. Like I used to come home from work just covered in sweat, stinking like oil field crap. And my wife would be like, God, you smell so good to me right now. And it's
your pheromones.
Right. It's the hormones that are involved. So yeah, I think that plays a part. Sure. Yeah.
But here's my problem with Rolo. Rolo also said morality is emotionalism. So I can't take it much what he says as like, I don't know if he's being serious or if he's just trolling. What up, Casper? I see you in here.
What's up?
How you doing, man? You doing well?
Yeah.
Are you with us, Casper?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good. So we're just shooting the shit. Let's see what's in the chat. Now let me ask you this. What frogs went gayer faster, toads or bullfrogs?
Well, bullfrogs were already gay, obviously, by the name bull. You know, that's like a bear for us humans. A bullfrog is the big burly frog that does all the pitching in the gay frog lineage. Yeah. I'm an expert on gay frogs like that, like the do with some mushrooms. So,
is this gay frog thing like an extension from them determining that if you have nothing but one sex of frog, one will miraculously somehow adopt another sex or make babies without anything, like something like that?
No, it was a paper that was published, and Alex Jones believed it. Well, a lot of people believed it because the paper itself came out. It wasn't refuted. It was like a scientist that did it, but they could never replicate it. He ended up kind of like somewhat retracting some of his claims, and there was actually no truth behind it. So, conspiracy theory.
Just was hanging around his buddies in a garage and went, "Hold my beer. What should I get them to believe?" I love it.
Oh man.
God, there's so many instances of this happening in society that it's just crazy that people actually believe in some of them.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I at first I kind of heard it and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But then I thought about it and I'm like, wait a minute. You know, we're all not like old, but we're all not young either. And now that I thought about it, I go, this kind of makes sense in a way, because it seems to me over the last 10 years, literally out of nowhere, we have all these libtard, white, like gay, like, you know, guys who have no facial hair just coming out of the woodwork, and they're absolutely retarded. So I'm going, maybe there is this, you know, correlation between like the flush birth control and the amount of like gays that are just like popping out of the woodwork.
Do you know what separates us from animals? What really separates us from animals?
Choice.
Our ability to reason, and reason to the extent of reasoning away the two main drivers of life, which are survival and reproduction, so to the extent that we take our own life. We're the only animal that'll do it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Every other animal that ever has to do something like that, it puts itself out of the group because it's sick, or it's moved out of the group because it's sick. One of the two. We're the only animal that is capable of doing this. So we can definitely be brainwashed into believing some crazy stuff and go against our own survival instincts.
All
And
right,
I think
who-
that's a hand to play. in
Real
some
quick,
things.
real quick. Who muted the panel? What's his name? Jack. Who muted Jack? I'm getting messages from Jack. What happened? I'm not even paying
Can't
attention.
mute
to
anybody.
that.
I don't think I can mute anybody. No,
No,
I can't mute
what
anybody.
about the mods? Mods, send me a message, or like, you know, type in all caps something about Jack if next time you guys gonna mute him. That way I can handle it myself if it needs to go down.
Oh, I thought you meant on panel up here.
No. Like just another Canadian.
Hey, if Jack were stuck on a roof, would you help Jack off?
Nope.
That's a
Not a
personal
chance.
problem.
Bunch of
That's a
assholes.
Not a chance. He can get down off that roof the same way he got on it, with that ladder.
Oh man.
God gave me 2 feet so that I could swim or walk, not fucking fly. If he wanted me to fly, I'd have wings. I'm not getting up on it. No. Nope.
I'm not helping him. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'll throw a bottle of lotion if he's up on the roof.
So he slides when he hits the ground.
That's my helping, you know, my contribution.
Slip and slide. Let's get the tarpaulins out so he's got a nice area to just breathe
All right,
down.
Raging, I appreciate it. Just next time, like, hey, just hit me up and be like, hey, he's spazzing out or something, and then I will deal with it. And nobody can attack Miss D. Okay, what is this attacking Miss D? You know, Miss D has the most gorgeous little baby girl. You can't attack Miss D. Okay, leave that that wonderful mother and that little baby alone. Miss D's amazing. So here's a debatable question. This is something I normally would have on X. All right, so Casper would know this.
Yep.
And Raging Patriot, you're good, bro. You're good. You don't have to worry about it. I'm just trying to you know, not deal with too much crazy, but also give a little bit of leeway for some crazy. But is it emasculating? And I appreciate you, Miss D. Miss D, girl, you know you have a special place in my heart. All right, you and that gorgeous little baby girl of yours, you have a special place in my heart. You know the funniest thing, actually, one of the most funniest comments I've ever heard in my life actually came from Miss D. She was like, what the fuck? She's like, I turn on my phone, Glenn's on my phone, and she's like, and I walk in the living room and my husband's watching Glenn on TV in a movie. And I was like, that was the most funniest thing that ever happened. I was like, that was hilarious. It cracked me up. Nigger rhino. All right, so is a man being submissive if he desires to please his wife?
I don't know. I think it kind of depends on how much of a driver that is in their relationship and in how the things that he does in his life go about, right? Like if that's his main focus in life, nah. That's definitely bad. That's definitely bad, man. We see the result of that with the divorce rate.
It's like prioritizing your woman's pleasure sexually submissive.
I don't think so.
I think it's just smart. Like, hey, you like her around? Okay. Well, you got to keep her around somehow. And if you want her to give you access to this thing that you like, don't you think it should be enjoyable for her too?
Well, I mean, I would just kind of look at it like mental health. If you want her to be in peak mental health, you'll give her the same release that you're getting, Like,
oh, so here's the crazy thing. So we just earlier before I started streaming this 2 hours ago, I just did an interview with Sterling Cooper here in studio. He was here with me. And he was a former porn star, now sexpert, and he's actually helping a lot of marriages. And he wrote a book for women just recently dropping, and we were talking about all this stuff, and it was just guys don't get it sometimes. They just don't get it. You have to lead, but you have to make her receptive to you leading, and if you don't make it enjoyable, it's going to end up becoming a chore. And the last thing you want to do is become a chore. So make it enjoyable.
Well, my stance on it is if it has to be like something that feels like, a burden to either party member, then why are you together to begin with? For me, I had a successful relationship, but it was always an instinctual thing. It wasn't like, that could happen on one day and then another day something else could happen. It's not like you can't put a frigging calendar on it and be like, this is what we're doing this day. This is
I'm glad that you said that. One of the things that he said is the most detrimental is date night, where you're like, all right, Wednesday, 7 o'clock.
I think
7 o'clock comes around, you're like, hey, babe.
Spontaneity is important.
Yeah. He's like, that's that's a sure way to kill sex drive. But you guys should watch it. It's gonna come out. We just recorded it today. So we're gonna schedule it to come out around the 24th. So it comes out around because he's dropping a new course. So it's gonna be a healthy box is a happy box. That is true. AJ, I see you in the chat. Why don't you get up here? Guys eat box. If it's guys eat box, eat the box. It's healthy. Yeah. Here's a cool thing about this conversation. So I asked him, what is the one thing that you would advise couples to do? To if they could change anything. And he said the one thing he would advise them to do is that he would advise them to pray together. And he's not even a Christian. He's like, couples that pray together daily have a significant lower divorce rate and have a higher appreciation with each other and sexual like compatibility and desire. So I thought that was interesting from an atheist standpoint to say that the one thing couples can do is pray together. And I was just like, hey, you heard it here from the porn star. I was like, I was not expecting that, you know? What do you guys
Makes a lot
think?
of sense, though.
It does
It
make
makes
a
a
lot
lot
of
of. So,
Who was speaking? Go ahead. Whoever's speaking.
I was saying it makes a lot of sense, though, if you find strength in your faith together, your relationship finds strength.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, he's like, the way that he said it, he's like, okay, like, he's like, take it like from him. He's like, I'm not a Christian. He's like, I am, you know, so what do I think? He's like, he's like, when I say pray together, he goes, it's like taking the time to where I just acknowledge and appreciate her. And I tell her that, like, I really appreciate you, you know, and I'm blessed to have you, you know, whether that blessing comes from whatever, but you guys just got to watch the video. It's a really funny conversation because me and Sterling have known each other for several years and we've been buddies. And I always have fun having like the uncomfortable conversations with Sterling because like he knows my background in religion. And so it's like he always kind of like tiptoes. He's like, how do I say this around you, Glenn, without I was like, just say it. But yeah, that's coming out around the 24th. Yeah, 24th or 20th, because the 20th his things drops on the 27th. So yeah. But more importantly, you guys know what's gonna happen in 7 days. 7 days. You know what happens in 7 days?
Oh no, one thing happening. Having the GridCon thing going on.
Not in 7 days.
8 days.
Nope, not in 8 days. GridCon is a little bit further in 8 days. GridCon is on the 24th of July. But in 7 days, I turned 42.
Shit, what are we on?
I turned 42 on 7 days. And my buddy AJ,
it's like the
who's
fucking
refusing to come on the panel tonight, he was like, I should do a stream. Should I do a birthday stream again? You know, you guys tell me.
I did a birthday X Space.
Did you? How was that, Casper?
Oh, it was pretty good.
Hey, baby girl, come here. Come here. Come here.
But, yeah, I
Still got the puppy?
Oh, was that Pomeranian?
Yep. This is Gia's puppy, and she loves me.
I know it's wrong, but every time I see one of those, all I can think of is a buzzard. I just want some trimmers. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, baby girl. Yep. Yep. I love you too. I love you too. Yeah, you're a good girl. All right, put you down.
Do they make good dusters?
You know what? They're the best Swiffers.
I was wondering that because I mean, with that hair, like they're right there next to the ground picking, like you know.
They're great. Their hair gets everything. It's just like you just have a bunch of them running around. Why even get a mop? Why even get a broom? They sweep it all up.
Jeez.
That's crazy. That man.
I know it sheds hair everywhere.
But then they do shed hair everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, Tanicus, according to Steelman, pray together and take shrooms and enjoy the adventure.
Is that what he said?
Oh man. Yeah, it was a lot of fun last year, Mrs. D. That was a lot of fun. I might do it again. I might have to do it again. Maybe I do a birthday stream and then I get a bunch of like big people to hop on, like I did last time with Pearl. Hey Gia, what are you getting me for my birthday next week? On next Saturday. Yeah, on the 18th. What are you getting me? I'll put you on the spot. I know, right? She's like, what have I not? She's like, you're alive in my house. She's like, I feed you. She's like, I
Hey,
cook and you
that's a
never
great-
pay for groceries.
Hell yeah. Listen, that every guy likes that. I mean, big fat juicy steak. Hell yeah.
I still owe AJ his last year's gift. I do. You know what I'm doing? Actually, like this year after DebateCon, I'm going to be going with AJ. We're going to do a road trip from Dallas to Tennessee, Nashville. For his birthday.
I gotta ask this. You brought up the topic of food, Glenn. I gotta ask this. Am I
What is
the
it?
only guy on the planet that like I feel like, yeah, if I say just make me a sandwich and I'm fine, like that's like it kind of sounds like the bare minimum, but like a sandwich is like the most glorious, awesome fucking thing a woman could do. Like
I'm okay. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like the bare minimum, but it's like, man, she just made me a fucking sandwich.
Let me tell you this. Like when Gia makes a sandwich, when she makes anything, everything is like decorative and just amazing. Everything tastes amazing. And it's like, and we were talking about it today. Like, she had this whole spread out just for Sterling, like to show up. And I was like, he wouldn't even care if we just had a pizza here. You know, he didn't even touch the thing. But it's the fact that they make it for you, and it's just like it's amazing. It's delicious. It's just it shows that they care. Like their caring is in the craft of cooking.
Of course. It makes it feel better. I get that completely.
And it makes us feel better because they put their passion into the food.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, like, it's not bare minimum. Actually, I think we look at it as bare minimum. But if you think about it, anybody can make a sandwich, but making a sandwich that they intend, like, that's going to be good and they want, especially if they want to please you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
effort.
that's yep.
You know, it's like, hey, I don't want to just make you like a bologna and cheese and it just like fuck off. Like, oh no, I want to get, roasted chicken breast, sliced or your steak sandwich with the grill, the steak sandwich press grill. She'll pull out the grill and she's like pressing. I was like, I just wanted a ham and cheese, but she's like cutting chicken and grilling it. I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'll eat.
I think
Yeah.
it always tastes better when somebody makes it for you and shows you that they care.
Miss G said, or Miss D said here, Miss G. I'm thinking of X. Miss D says the best. She's like, bruh, you Americans crack me up. It's the effort, presentation, and love that goes into the meal, not the sandwich. You goddamn right.
Yeah, I get
Absolutely.
that. I get that. I was speaking about just like, I mean, just from like a man's point of view, like, it seems like it's just like a bare minimum thing to ask of somebody, hey, can you make me a sandwich? But at the same time, the appreciation that's given, it's like we appreciate it so much more, even though it's seen as something that's like so basic,
Yeah.
And I think that duality, we see it nowadays even more so with all the duality between men and women right now, the fighting, right? And
Yep.
we're like, man, this woman is willing to just stop for like 10-15 minutes and make a killer fucking sandwich for me. That is the most awesome thing in the world. And it sounds like the basic, but it's like she took the time to do that, and I get that. It just sounds like it's a basic thing that we're asking for, in my opinion. I don't know.
I think what it is that we overlook the basic things. We think like, oh, it's basic. It just be there. It's like, this is what we were talking about with Sterling. Yeah. Doing the simple things consistently should be appreciated.
Well, in my personal opinion, the little things that a man does for a woman and that a woman does for a man are the most romantic things you can have in a relationship, because they show exactly how much you know and care about each other.
Yep. No, you're right. Absolutely. Like, like I always say, like, if you can anticipate, their need or like something,
right,
before they even like, Yeah, before they even ask. Like,
Mhm.
it's a good thing. It's just like you kind of already know that they just kind of show that you care that much about them. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he doesn't get any cookies. I ate Joe's cookies, okay?
Glenn's on gear. He's got a beefing up.
So I ate her husband's cookies.
Cookie Monster.
Okay, so you have to understand. Let me explain to you guys my relationship. Okay, I am like the little brother. Okay, I'm literally like the little. Me and Gia argue like brother and sister. We say, I don't want to talk to you. And then Joe is like, yeah, I call her Linda. I'm like, Linda, listen, Linda. And she calls me Lewis. So, like, we argue like brother and sister. And so Joe treats me like a little brother too. So when he's gone right now, and he left this bag of cookies, and these are like homemade fresh cookies that are like, was it non-sweet, like no sugar, so they're healthy cookies, right? And there was this big old cookie in there. I was like, monk fruit cookies. I was like, you know what? This motherfucker's not here. Yeah, they're chocolate chip, and they're really good. And I was like, this motherfucker's not here. Snooze, you lose, motherfucker. I'm taking your cookie. I'm gonna text him the bag, empty bag. I was like, bro, what happened to your cookies?
We need a refill.
We gotta make ice cream. So like, okay, so you guys, have you ever heard of a Ninja Creamy?
No.
Okay, a Ninja Creamy changed my life. You will never buy ice cream ever again. Like, we make homemade protein powder ice cream with what? It doesn't sound good at all. Butter pecan. What did we make last time? We did the Jello with the Jello, right? The pudding. I did the French vanilla, or like the cheesecake pudding. Yeah, I did the cheesecake pudding with the caramel. Yeah, like if you tasted it, you would not think that it was like Oh yeah, Mrs. D, you and Gia think alike a lot. Like, seriously. You know what? She gets hated on so much. I don't know why she gets so much hate. Maybe it's because she has a big forehead.
Yeah, that's funny. I seen a video recently. They call it forehead reveal, and it's just people that look like they have like a low hairline, and they take their hand and they put it on their head and they just pull it up slowly, and they look like aliens.
I saw one that looked like he almost looked like one of those cone heads from that movie a long time ago. Big old forehead. Like,
see, Arthur Daya knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, Ninja Creamy is the best. You do have a big head. You have a mega mind. You don't have dreams. You have movies, huh? Cinemax. Oh, but Arthur Daya, aren't you are you in Miami? I think Arthur Daya's in Miami, because we have yet to hang out yet, Arthur Daya, and you're part of the harem, so like we got to hang out. No, I said she's part of the harem. I said she's part of my harem. Oh, you're in Gainesville? You're just up north? Oh, how far is Gainesville from here? It's not that far, huh? Oh, you're like about 2 hours away. Not that far. Oh, man. So, man, you guys, it's been fun. I think I'm going to wrap it up at 2.5 hours. Nobody's debating. Nobody's debating. I failed Grid. I failed him. Yes, you are the head harem girl. There's nothing funny about it. You keep all them bitches in check. That's right, Arthur Daya. You tell them. You guys know about it. Arthur Dias, respect the harem. Respect the harem. You had one job, Glenn. I know I had one job. Host debates. Only thing that I got close to a debate was scheduling a debate for Steelman versus Father Joseph.
Yeah, it's something.
Oh man.
The HOA's called the cops on you? When? Right now?
Because they said that the security guard told me to leave at 10 o'clock. And I'm like, you realize this is my
You were at the gym.
I was at the gym, my home. I said, you realize this is my home.
You know why? You know why they?
To leave.
You know why they call the cops on you? Because you're a terrorist. Women are terrorists. All right, you're terrorizing the peace.
So I said, go ahead and call the cops. But listen, this is my home. You're kicking me out of my. You can't do that. You didn't have to do that.
You are really trying to
So
get.
the cops came and they told the guy, we have no regulation. We don't regulate HOAs. Like this is not our.
This is not your field. Like this is not our field. There's not a law broken. There's not a.
HOAs are screwy, man. They are
Yeah.
real. They have a
You know what you do?
lot of power.
You find out who reported her, and then you take the dog and you go drop a deuce on their lawn.
The only time that I have ever heard stories of people being successful when fighting HOAs is when they're using the HOA's own rule system to defeat them. And that's the only time I've ever heard of anyone being successful, because somehow the government gives them the military to back them up if necessary.
Shadow Tactic. Yes, that is 116 set on my neck.
If they're telling you they can take your house, the full entitlement of the power that they wield is the military.
Arthur Dia, Grit is in like Miami area. He's in the Keys right now. So he's like, oh, could you run the debate show? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then no debaters came out. So, but all right, gentlemen, I'm about to wrap it up. I'm going to watch the fight. Okay. I'm going to recap the fight.
Watch the replay.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the replay. Nobody tell me what happened. I don't want to know what happens. All right.
It's going to go ding, ding, ding. And the other guy's going to go, where am I?
Oh, man. All right, guys. You guys have a good night.
Stay
Love
safe.
you.
All right. Later, Glom.
Get
Later.
off his lawn. Get off his lawn, I guess. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Later, Glom. Bye.
All right.
Stay safe.